Now let's get going. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that was weird. I saw your host and I looked towards like all my different scenes. I've got like the only two that are actually important are stream start and capture card, really, because like I can't use any of the other scenes on that PC anymore because it doesn't play games anymore. So like the only one that I need is capture card, and instead of going towards capture card, I literally moused over stop stream and I was like, It was a very good stream. The fuck am I eating? I'm eating a 60-calorie chocolate bar by Special K. You know the Kellogg's people. It's not bad. Honestly, it appeases my chocolate cravings. Not gonna lie. It tastes like cardboard, but it tastes like cardboard with a layer of chocolate inside of it, so it's not that bad. It's just something to satiate my horrific chocolate addiction without actually being like too loaded on calories. I usually have one after stream. I never usually have one before stream or at the start of stream, but because I had a meeting, I'm a little tired, not gonna lie. So stream from the FC house. I love that, like, Seraph absolutely, like, noticed the place was absolutely cursed. Also, again, if my audio levels are wrong, please let me know, because I have changed a few things here or there. Oh, stay together. Oh, that triple, baby. That was okay. That was not okay. That was better. One of them's gonna aggro. Probably the guy that's still on the ground. There you go. He's gonna knock me out of my combo in a minute, so let's go after him. Yep, first. Doesn't kill him, but that's fine. Oh, knocking the other guy into him. That's a decent tutorial. We'll take that. We'll absolutely take that. I see that lowering my sub alert did not actually help in the slightest. As usual. Good. Oh, shit. Abyss, thank you for the 5 Shut up! Abyss, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. I swear down, I have turned that down to 40%. It's not gone down at all since it... Why do I even bother still using Streamlabs? I should just do the fucking sound effects myself. You think you're deaf? Yes, same. God damn it. I swear down, I put those at 40%. I am going to put those on 10% the next chance I get. Which is gonna be, Bruno cutscene. I apologize about the deafness. I don't know what it is about my alerts that sometimes just go up to 200%. Like, the host alerts today are fine. Sub are not. Don't understand. Thank you for also gifting a sub to Kirby, I appreciate it. Hey, so tutorial 2, time to punch these people out. So tutorial 2 is just about heat actions. There's a really quick way of doing this, which is just literally just doing the first heat action. Don't do the ones against the wall, because they're slow. Every Yakuza game, there's a delay after using heat action for being able to use another one, so that you don't, like, just spam them. So just drag him up. Punch him once, and then drag him away from the wall. If you straight up drag him, he will break out of your guard. Oh my god, he's drinking for once. That's hyper rare. I missed a hit. I'm upset. What in the fuck is going on? Profound Gamer, thank you for the 5 gifted subs as well. What is going on? My ears. I need those. I have audio cues in this game. Is this hype train? It better not be. I'll turn that shit off. Nice. So sometimes if you run into Nishiki there, he can actually bounce you off. Which is awkward and a pain in the ass, because then you lose time. And also Kiryu weirds out there for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's the high FPS. Okay, we're getting the bad camera angle. You can kind of tell because of the scenes leading up to the cutscene. It's weird. I don't know why that happens sometimes, but it does. Actually, it happens more often than not at the minute. But, oh well. It is what it is. Stop Jeff Bezos' wallet. Not around here. I'm getting practicing for things tomorrow. Oh yeah, I should probably mention, me and Lord Mouse tomorrow, and maybe special guest Weber. Don't know if Weber's available yet. We'll find out. We're going to be doing a thing tomorrow, in regards to Yakuza 0. We don't think it's been done by anybody else yet. I'd be amazed if it has. It's going to be kind of speedrun, but it's going to be speedrun in a way that you've never seen before. So it's not going to be, it's not all sub-stories. Don't even. Don't you even. 100,000 bits for all sub-stories. Global pandemic, I am still sticking to my guns. I will not. I refuse. I actually fucking refuse. Don't do it. Keep your money. Keep your money and make sure you are safe and financially secure in this time. Do not fuel bad things, because I'm not going to do it. Yakuza 0 Chaos mod. That would be a thing. That would be a thing. And yeah, obviously we did the cutscene percent last week, so it's not going to be cutscene percent. Last week, 2 weeks ago. Jesus, time really is disappearing for me at the minute. It's worrying. But yeah, we did cutscene, so it's not cutscene percent. It is something that we've not done before. I have slightly hinted at it before, and you'll understand. You'll understand. Yeah, that's a good fight spawn there. Having the fight spawn in the alleyways there means it's not a reset. If I get one fight spawn, I usually carry on, but if it's more than one, no. But that's usually the first spot for a reset. Although, fun fact, that fight spawn that can happen in the crossroads there, that's one of the earliest opportunities you can have of having a special NPC that goes by the name of Sega. Every enemy in this game is named. Some of them have the same names every playthrough, some of them don't. And if you find one called Sega, you get a free completion point. Which is kind of nice, because that means that you can then get sprint level 3 with Majima. But it's completely random. Shout out to the one time we had a fight at that crossroad and I was going to reset, but we had Sega. So I carried on. Got sprint level 3 with Majima and actually PB'd because of it. Good fun. Hey. Yeah, I figured out what happened there. I was an idiot. That's what happened there. Yeah. Essentially, I didn't factor in a couple of things. Or didn't factor out a couple of things, I should say. The old cutscene video that I used had the business cutscenes as well, which, well, that didn't help. So I feel real bad. And if there is going to be another really, really long-a-thon in the near future, we record cutscenes for Kiwami first. We don't trust YouTube. Don't trust YouTube. Never trust YouTube again. I do still want to, because it was Yakuza 6's 2-year anniversary 4 days ago, I think. 4, 5 days ago? Jesus. now getting kind of long time ago. Because it's the 2-year anniversary of Yakuza 6 in the West. I want to still do the cutscene percent run for Yakuza 6 at some point this week, but no guarantees. Time is not something I have right now. Come on, Bruno. Over here. So, the problem with that was that I didn't hit Bruno against... Oh god, angry Bruno. Okay. The only reason that is salvaged was because of that bike. What you want to do, and the reason why Bruno got straight up is because I didn't bounce him against the wall at first. Usually when Bruno goes down for the first time, and especially if he goes down on his back, Bruno will get up straight away. And you only essentially have like a 1-frame window to do your heat attack, and that just doesn't happen. It can happen. But you're still kind of mid-animation coming out of like the last rush bit. And you do have to use Rush for that tutorial. Any of the tutorials that happen in this game, you have to complete with the style that you are obviously tutorialized on. But we can carry on with that. That was okay. That was salvaged thanks to that bike. And at this point, I'm basically looking out for what enemy spawn. There's no civilian spawns. That means there might be an enemy spawn to the left. That guy was an enemy spawn. We just walked by. So that's pretty good. And that means that I knew that there wouldn't be an enemy spawn there, so I knew I could use the actual shortcut. You only lose like 10 seconds if you have to go down the other street, which isn't ideal, but it's better than nothing. But it's quite nice, because if you have a civilian being picked on, provided they're not to the right, if they're to the left, you know you can get through the alleyway. Sometimes you can have a civilian being picked on in the alleyway, which is nice. But no, this time we just had a solo guy walking around. And now we go back to Brawler. Hopefully the guy on the left doesn't hit me. Take that hit. Because he will be very weak now. So, all of your damage is pretty much just stored up into the strong attack for Brawler. Not all of it, but you do the most damage with that. We heat attack this guy, so that it tries to manipulate the other two behind us into the corner. Nah, we're socially distancing today. Into our own corners. Because usually you can take out two of them in one hit with that, but nope. Not today. Not today. Not today. It happens, unfortunately. Yep, remember, 2 meter distance and wash your hands after you punch somebody in the face. Hey, Brenoodle, hope you're doing well. Kinda same casually bullets, because, like, this is the first game in the series that does allow you to sprint, and it doesn't give you a tutorial on it. Like, the hint boxes that turn up to, like, the left and right, those are the only places that the game ever tells you can sprint, other than if you go, obviously, to the shrine and you get the thing that says, hey, it allows you to sprint longer, which makes you think, what? That's how I figured it out. That was the only way I figured it out, was just the shrine, and was like, what does it mean by sprinting? There's not been sprinting in a Yakuza game. Why is it so loud? Stop being so loud. Hey.
Oh, look, a button.
Oh, hey, a button. Bruno, thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate it. I love buttons. I didn't try and change the sub alert volume at Bruno like I said I would. I lied. I'll have to do it. Oh, God. Miss Tatsu. 20 minutes. 20 minutes if we get there, if we have a good Dojima HQ set piece. But yeah, like, this is literally the first game in the series that does have the dash. And, like, I'm fairly certain I went through, like, pretty much almost my entire casual playthrough of this without realizing you could run. I thankfully realized before the speedrun, because otherwise I would have looked like a very big idiot. Just imagine that, I speedrun the game for like a year and then all of a sudden somebody comes in and says, why aren't you running? What? What? What do you mean? For me, it depends on the game. Usually I like to not, like, if something has, like, a really fast method of travel, like, I'm not talking just fast travel, but fast travel is included in that, I try to go at, like, normal pace so that I don't, like, miss stuff. Get out of here, Yanada. Okay, we're gonna move some of these sofas ahead of time so they don't block the door. I'm about to get hit from behind. Can I block this? I might be able to. No, Yanada, I need you to get this, bud. That works. That works, just as long as you take the brunt of that. Now, if everybody else could come over to this side of the room. I don't want the legal books, thank you. Yeah. Have some literature. Furniture is obviously really good at dealing with everybody in this room. Nice. No chair to block the door this time. Good double. Okay, you know, if you could act nice. Right, I have to delay my next attack for like half a second here. Nice. If you delay it for half a second, you can hit Yaneda as he's getting up off the ground. Otherwise, you just miss. Here, very specifically, you want to run past these guys and use the heat attack against this guy. The purpose of doing this is to do the next cutscene with Yaneda here, because this will spawn in the other 3 enemies at the top, and then the other 3 enemies at the top will come down while we're dealing with the other 2. See them coming down the stairs now. I didn't have to supplement with an extra hit, but I thought I would, which actually is really good because that managed to take care of the both of them. That was actually really smooth. That was really nice. Half a second. He actually got up a little earlier, but we managed to catch him in the backhand, which is nice. This is a very good Dojima HQ so far. Very, very good. So we have to take care of these enemies on the stairs. You can actually knock them down the stairs and do damage to them. Like, they roll down the stairs and actually, like, take damage. It's a shame those 2 were not great. That's fine. He makes the dog bark. Nice. Yeah, no, fun fact, text skipping is... Like, the usual method of text skipping is faster in the older games, but in the Dragon Engine games, it's quicker to mash. Or at least it's quicker to mash in the PC version. I'm fairly certain it's the same speed on console. Wow, you're being a problem today. Excuse you. Damn. Full combo. Try and knock Yaneda into the wall a few times. Heat move. Now can build up our heat for KUZE. So hit him on the way up, then you can dodge. So hitting him on the way up stores Yaneda into an attack. And then Yaneda will usually always do like a full frontal thrust. Not normally the one that he did there. But they both have hyper armor to it. You can also counter with Brawler. But if you counter with Brawler, you will be in front of Yaneda, and Yaneda can sometimes block. And because, you know, he has a weapon, you're just gonna hit his guard. So that's why I like to do that method, is because that way I can get behind Yaneda, and he won't be able to guard when you're behind him. A healing item if you need it before KUZE, which we don't. KUZE's actually a nice, easy fight. Or at least KUZE 1. KUZE, and I say that, KUZE 1's actually one of the dangerous ones if you let him be. So you can actually start off by doing a full combo first. Run into him and try and kick him so that he rolls over. This way you won't get the same heat move twice. There is a little bit of heat damage retention on all difficulties, even on easy. Dodge. Dodge. Nice. Sometimes he can hit you with a backhand like you can hit everybody else with a backhand. Hit him once. I didn't mean to turn him over, but... Oh, I wanted to heat move him so that he'd be a bit less HP after his heat. So he's going to go into his EX mode now. The EX mode means that he has more defense, a little bit more attack, obviously, but that should not matter too much. Again, you can use Brawler's counter like that. Frontal one. So this is a shame. This is a good Dojo HQ, but a really bad KUZE fight. Dodge again. Yeah, really bad KUZE fight. Dodge. Sometimes he won't attack, but dodging will basically mean he drops his guard. It's not like, it's not as manipulatable as the new engine, but you can tell kind of what a boss is going to do. With the new engine, for example, what mostly happens, and this is true, this is more mainly true for Kiwami 2 and Judgment, in that when an enemy in the new engine gets knocked down, they will stand up and they will have a guard or a dodge stored up. So whenever an enemy is getting up off the ground, they will always guard or dodge if you're already like launching into attack as well. So you really need to be a little careful in regards to bosses getting up off the ground. Changes a little bit on legend difficulty where the enemy is a bit more aggressive and if they have hyper armor or not. That's a fine enemy spawner can go around here. Just be careful not to run out of stamina as they're right behind us. If you didn't get the alcohol in the previous chapter, you need to get it now, because now is the last chance to get it before the shopkeeper turns into a friend event. Friend event adds about 15 to 20 seconds extra onto your time through extra dialogue and stuff. Good old Nishiki. We'll see you in a bit, bud. Right. So, next up is a mechanic that was introduced in Zero and also made its way to Kiwami 1. This is the raid boss. You can see him on the left-hand side here. It's this lovely gentleman. Goes by the name of Mr. Shakedown. So Mr. Shakedown, his whole stick is that he beats you in a fight and takes all your money. You can earn a little bit of interest off of that. We aren't actually going to be utilizing that in the run in any way because we don't need it. So there's a quick way to do this fight in a consistent way. We're going to do the consistent way because the consistent way only loses about 5 seconds-ish. You want to grab Shakedown, let him hit you, wait and let him throw you, stand up, do it again, and then just stand up after the second time. What this means is that we have this quick transition to the end of the fight. If Shakedown was to beat us, it would do the usual slowdown that would happen if we were to beat an enemy. Because this is a tutorial fight, we don't lose any of our money, which is really nice. We're going to need pretty much all of our money on Kiryu, so we need not to see Shakedown at all during the run with Kiryu, which is a pain. As of this point, he is on the map. So unlike normal enemy spawn, Shakedown follows his own set of rules. When Shakedown is spawned on the map, he does not move when you taxi. So if he's at the top north part of this map right now, when we taxi in, he will be there. He won't respawn or despawn or anything like that. If you go into a building or change the map... Hi, Shakedown. There he is. Beautiful. As said, as promised, there he is. If you go into like a shop or anything that kind of like despawns and deloads the map, that means that Shakedown moves. So there's a slight rule of thumb in that Shakedown cannot spawn directly outside of the shop that you come out of. He can be very close by, but there's a little bit of a buffer so that you can actually... It's the same with normal fight spawns as well, in the normal fight spawns as well won't be, like, directly outside of the shop that you go into, because that way you have a little bit of a buffer and you don't just walk out straight into a fight, because that wouldn't be very fair. There's law for both of them. This Mr. Shakedown wants to get stronger, and he's using the Bacchus method of just using money to, like, make himself stronger with, like, different equipment, going to the mountains, etc. One of the Shakedowns wants to go to space. And one of the Shakedowns is also jealous of Majima's hair. Not joking. So we're going to get two... Sake, thank you. We get 2 items in here. The confectionery gift box, which is for chapter 5, and then the sake for this chapter. I almost went with the wrong drink there. I saw that and I was like, that's not right. You're supposed to talk to these 2 NPCs that we just ran by to see where you're supposed to go. But what we're going to do instead is just go straight to the next place we're supposed to go because Miss Tatsu is already there. No fight spawn, so we're good. Again, that one won't matter. And here we are. So, this is Kiryu's third and final fighting style that you'll be seeing in the run. Pay attention to this move right here. You'll be seeing that in about 3 hours. That's Essence of the Beast Torment, and it's one of the strongest moves you can get in Beast Style. And yes, that's the entire reason why we need to make sure we keep all of our money. In total, I think we need around about 320 million. I might be a little off on my sum there. We need a lot. We need more than that as well, because of obviously taxiing, etc., etc. But yeah, we need a lot. And that's why we don't want to find Shakedown during the run. The run is optimized to have 0 optional fights. Doesn't always go that way. You are at the whim of RNG. So, as before, we're going to change to Beast. We're going to do the tutorial. We need to attack with a weapon. We're going to very specifically stay in this corner, because it has to be a new weapon each time. I'm going to throw it when I'm done with it to try and aggro the enemy. Oh, try and aggro them, he says as he misses. So we need enemies to hit us here. We actually leave our guard down because it means they actually have a chance to attack us quicker. Nice. There it is. They do have a free hit move that they're just not showing off. Now, the more important thing is we're going to get 2 important upgrades here. First is Power Surge 1. Obviously increases our damage. Second is Heat Retention Damage 1, which isn't the important one, but it does unlock us the ability to get Golden Fist. Boost the power of our attacks when in heat mode at the 2nd and 3rd bar. So the more heat we've got, the more damage we do. So, that may not have looked that impressive. You'll see with the next guy, because now we're at max heat, which means we're doing the most damage we can do. And these strats are so potent that you can take these straight onto legend difficulty. Golden Fist is ridiculously broken, as you're about to find out. But Miss Tatsu is your master for Beastyle. She's going to go to the docks. We don't use any of the masters for any of the moves in this because it's too slow. Literally all you need, even on Legend again, is just the raw power of Beast. Beast is going to be our one and only combat style that we will be using on Kiryu. We'll be using Rush for movement and a little bit of movement manipulation later on. I'd like you to watch this guy's HP bar in the bottom right. Yeah, so basically with Golden Fist, anything that you do with Beast, be it normal attacks, strong attacks, heat attacks, or weapon hits, are all boosted by the fact that you have max heat. Now, one thing to know, and very importantly actually, is that your heat generation is slightly different between your light attacks and your strong attacks. While your strong attacks do more damage, your light attacks generate a bit more heat. So we use light attacks in that tutorial with the sign to make sure that we have max heat for him, and then we have a little bit of heat going into the next fight later on. Which, if we don't get into a random fight on the way there, should be the one in the Champion Districts. Which, that's a pain, because that's a fight there. So I kind of let go of my stamina for a little bit, just in case that happened. And now we just want to be careful not to accidentally run into them. Those two on the right are a sub-story. Sub-stories are now on the map. Once you've dealt with Shakedown tutorial, side stories and friendship events appear on the map. So at this point, you have to be aware of where things are. But for the most part, things are usually out of the way. Not always. There's one big sub-story we will be avoiding in this, which is a shame because it is awesome. Which is absolutely awesome. But unfortunately, it does lose us 2 minutes in the run. So, not going to be doing that. So we're after info on Tachibana Real Estate. These homeless guys were hired by Tachibana Real Estate to force everybody out of this building so that Tachibana Real Estate could buy up the plots of land around here. So we're gonna have to go and speak to another homeless man after this one. He is in the top right. We need to make sure we go there. Otherwise, the set homeless men that we need to talk to won't spawn in. We're gonna have to go past the Vincent Crossroad. Unfortunately, there's no fight spawn, which makes me very worried. That one in there is not good. So that doesn't necessarily mean... Yep, there it is. So there's the Vincent Crossroad fight spawn. It's real bad because it is very much in the way. That is one of the worst crossroads in the game for fight spawns alongside the entrance to the Champion District, which we'll be going to very, very shortly. But fortunately, that was positioned in a way that was easy to dodge. We now need to go to Pink Street entrance. We need to go get our final 2 pieces of alcohol, and then we need to go give the alcohol to all of the hobos. Also, we're on Showa Street at the bottom. The very bottom road is called Showa Street. You don't have to worry about any kind of random fight on Showa Street. Not that one. In Showa Street, in the old engine, there is no fight spawns. For some reason, you can't fight down here, despite the fact there's like 10 million bikes and stuff. So no shakedown, no random fights. It's why you'll see us in this, and especially in Kiwami, use this road a lot, because literally there's no chance of any fights happening. However, that's not true for the new engine, where you can get fight spawns along that road in the new engine, which is a massive pain for... a massive pain for Judgment, let me tell you. Judgment is rough. In 6's run, you don't go along Showa Street at all. Kiwami 2, you do... twice? Question mark? Judgment, you do a lot of times. A lot of times. Frustratingly. So there's 2 champagnes in Don Quixote, you probably noticed. Normal champagne and gold champagne, there is literally no difference between the 2. If you get the gold champagne, you get an achievement or trophy. If you get the normal champagne, nothing is different. Same dialogue, same speed. So... and if you do accidentally get the gold champagne, it's no problem because 19k is a drop in the bucket. It's a little tricky depending on how you end fights for later on. There's one fight that you need to get, or you would prefer to have Power Surge 2 on, which is in Chapter 10. And I'd say the leeway money-wise for that is about 30k. So it is somewhat tight. We've been like 30k under before, which is like super close to it, frustratingly. So try and get normal champagne if you can, but if you can't, it is what it is. But this is one of the points in Yakuza 0 that I must admit I dislike, because the game is a little unintuitive at times. Like, everybody here wants you to get alcohol, and like, certain places have, like, most places have malt, for example, but only like Don Quixote has like champagne. And sometimes Kiryu will say, oh hey, I can pick that up at Don Quixote, sometimes he won't. So... if you're playing this casually as your first game in the series, this is one of those points that can be a little infuriating, because it's just like, you know, where am I supposed to go? But it is nice, because you literally visit every convenience store and shop for this one. And that's the reason why we do things in the order that we do, because this is the most logical way of doing things. It's the quickest way. Literally every single shop is on the way. So... we don't lose any time, thankfully. The shining object underneath the bench there is a telephone card. You pick one up, the other 2 spawn on the map, you get all 3, you can get a softcore porn video. Thumbs up. You also get completion points, which is a little more important for trying to get sprint level 3 on Majima, but again, if we don't get the Sega mob, I don't really bother with it. If I get the Sega mob, like, really early on, I'll grab it 100%, because that usually means I can get level 3 stamina on, Majima, but... not always, unfortunately. Nadeko, thank you for the host. Hope you're doing well tonight. See, my host alerts are at normal volume, but for some reason my sub alerts are at, like, 200%. It's stupid. I don't understand. I really don't understand. Anyway, we're going to go to the other part of town that is awful for fight spawns, which is the Champion District. So... we should be fine around this corner. It's the corner after this one where we won't be fine in. So what I'm doing is I'm intentionally tempering my stamina, hugging this wall in case there's a fight spawn, which there is right there. I can just skip past them. So we need to be very careful at this point. Because they saw me and we went into a story trigger, they're in a state of alert right now. A glitch state of alert, as we like to call it. This will be something that will happen again later on. But more importantly for now, what happens with that glitch state of alert is, you saw in the minimap how enemies will go from blue to yellow to red. Blue is their normal state. If you have the item to see where they are, you'll obviously see them being blue first. Yellow is when they've noticed you, which is in that period where, you know, you have a little bit of time to get away from them before they start chasing you. And then red is them chasing you. So the yellow state is the alerted state. And when you walk into a story trigger, sometimes you can actually glitch it out. And if an enemy spots you when you've glitched it out, you will get into an instant fight. And that's what happens here. Sometimes this guy walks away, unfortunately. You don't want to, and I tried to purposefully move away from that there. You don't want to pick up baseball bats. Baseball bats, it really depends on the Yakuza game. But even in this, baseball bats, even with the power of Golden Fist, baseball bats are trash. The way that baseball bats work is that all of their damage is in the last hit. So until you get like, you get like that entire combo out, that last hit is where all of your damage is, and until you get that last hit, you kind of do way less damage than a normal beast combo, and you do no less damage than a normal beast combo anyway. So baseball bats are kind of not great in this, but they are in some of the other older Yakuza games. Ron Claude, thank you so very much for the raid. Hope you're doing well tonight. Hope you had a good stream. What were you up to? Despite the fact that we're 20 seconds behind, this is actually a decent run so far. We just had a bad KUZE fight, which is a shame. It happens sometimes, unfortunately. Hey, so we're going to go and meet Tachibana. We're going to go to the other side of the map, so we're going to go back to the taxi up top. Now, there's usually a fight spawn around here. There is not, which means it's on the other side of here, so hold your stamina. There it is. Again, when you've played enough, you know the kind of like where the enemy spawns are, and if you don't see an enemy spawn, you can kind of tell that either there's going to be a normal enemy spawn around the corner, or possibly Shakedown is around. Shakedown can spawn in that champion district there. We've had it happen a couple of times. And you saw there on the left in the park, and the subtitles at the bottom, those are the enemies that I was talking about that are picking on the civilians. Those are the ones that you can see and hear coming a mile away, so you know to kind of like avoid those. We want to go to the right here to avoid Pocket Circuit, because again, we'll lose a minute and a half to Pocket Circuit. Dodge to the left to avoid the Yankee sub-story. I see a fight spawn in the road ahead of me, so I'm going intentionally far out of my way, so they don't see me. And I'd like them to get their attention if possible. Good. They're far up enough that there could have been a fight spawn around this corner, which is why I wanted them to notice me just in case. But fortunately, everything was fine. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Ow, that was my arm. I'm actually doing all right for once, apart from my stiff legs because of too much working out yesterday. I kind of pushed myself a little too hard yesterday. I knew I was pushing myself a little too hard, and I was just like, I've been slacking a tiny bit this week, so I wanted to try and make up for it, but that's not how the human body works. It's not how it works in the slightest. So I gotta keep moving my legs every so often because my legs are getting like really stiff today, and that's really bad. Oh, ow. What are we looking like? 38, about 39 starting this. It's not too bad. We're gonna go to the right here because there is a table. The table is what you want. You don't want to get hit by that guy. That's very, very slow. Although now everybody's taunting, so everybody's just gonna stand together, which is kind of hilarious because now I can actually take them out a lot quicker. Nice. It's not nice to get taunted with that, but silver linings and all that. We probably lost like 2-3 seconds to getting hit because of that. That's a shame. Alright, so Oda fight. So Oda's trying to test us, and for some reason Oda as a real estate manager has a pair of tonfa, because why not? What we're going to do is we're going to hope... There's a little bit of RNG to this fight, unfortunately. We want Oda to go to the left at the beginning of this fight. The room is basically split into two. On the left-hand side, you've got a couple of sofas and a table. On the right-hand side, you've got a load of really small chairs. The small chairs' hits aren't as damaging as the two-handed furniture on the left, and also you do a worse kind of like move set with them. It's a bit slow. You can get interrupted by Oda when he goes into his heat. So we ideally want Oda to move to our left at the start of this fight. Doesn't always happen. It's random. Haven't found any way of manipulating him, unfortunately. So usually what I'll do is I'll start off with a normal attack anyway. And if Oda moves to the right, I'll stop after like a hit. So that'll do. Every piece of furniture here has 4 hits. So do a normal 3-hit combo into a heat move. Watch the damage. This is what I meant by Golden Fist being insane. I'm gonna go back over here and grab the sofa. Starting with an attack so that Oda doesn't interrupt us. Not full heat, so this might not kill, which is a shame. Nope, we good. It was very tight there. Again, you get a little bit more damage if you have max heat because of Golden Fist. That was a decent Oda fight despite the fact that he did go the wrong way. Not a bad chapter, all things considered. We lost a little bit of time because we had to do a little bit of a run around because the enemy is in the middle of the road. But not bad. Not bad. We'll take it. Yeah, all these strats can go for Legend. I literally do my legend runs with these exact same strats. I do get a few HP upgrades on Majima though. Just as a warning. So, this tutorial, we need this guy to attack with specific attacks. Not that one, unfortunately. That's good, that's the one. Or not, because I moved too far away. So that one can actually count as 2. You basically are waiting for his AI to attack you. You're literally at the whim of his AI completely. It's a shame, because in our PB we had an no, it wasn't PB. In our last stream we had an insane fight here. You can tell that was good. You can tell how well you're doing in this tutorial via the musical crescendo that is about to start in about 5 seconds. You need to be out of the fight by around now. So we lost a good, like, 6-7 seconds there. It's completely on his AI. This tutorial goes, obviously, a lot smoother on Legend, because on Legend, the AI is cranked up to murder you mode. So, unfortunately, that is how it happens sometimes. Oh, yeah, inside. Hey, Ma, appreciate it. I've been alright. I've been tired. I had a meeting early, and then I did some studying. So I'm a little tired. You can see I started kind of late. I don't like starting at like 10 PM my time. It feels too late. It feels like I can't get like any proper runs going, which is why I'm kind of glad our first run of this actually took off, because not that many resets. So this is going to introduce us to multiple choice dialogue. What we're actually going to pick here is we're going to pick the choice that intentionally has the most dialogue, which is butter her up, my word. Because you saw how she had like a unique animation there. With the first amount of dialogue that she has in that first conversation tree, she actually has longer uninterruptible animations. And this is going to be something that happens throughout the game. We're basically going to be picking dialogue options that either, 1, skip out on certain choices, obviously, or 2, skip out on those unique animations. Like, you'll see in a lot of the cutscenes in the Yakuza games especially that there are a lot of unique animations that cannot be skipped in any way, shape, or form. Cough, Mahjong cutscene cough. That's Sagawa. You'll see him later. I love him. Love him a lot. He's an awesome villain. Really makes you hate the guy. Absolutely love him. Okay, so we're gonna leave the Grand. There is no grand glorious tutorial for Shakedown for Majima. As soon as we leave here, he is walking about. I believe sub-stories are also on the map. I might be wrong, they might come up after this tutorial that we have to do. But we can't avoid this tutorial anyway. Long-term Yakuza fans will recognize this lovely chap. It is, in this game, Kameki Koff. There's reasons for that, but it is actually Kamaki. Long-term move tutor of Kiryu, now actually move tutor of Majima. All these years ago. So, we're gonna get tutorialized on Fug. Fug is not the move set we'll be using for Majima. Whoops, accidentally did one too many. Oh, that's why it's bad. Come on. So I kind of messed him up because I knocked him to the ground. His AI stopped being aggressive. Usually you can get off that essence of choking like straight away. So hit him when he's on the ground. Launch into a combo. Wait. Do the heat move. So, rule of thumb for any and all tutors in this game. For some bizarre reason, any tutorial in this game takes, for some reason, 3 to 4 times the amount of damage from a heat attack. So apart from the fact that I accidentally messed up one of my square-square-triangle combos, that is the optimal way of dealing with Kamaki. Is you have to wait for him to like slightly get up, because then you can actually do your heat move. For some reason, unlike most times, there is a delay on it there. I'm not quite sure why. Like, there's always a delay on using a heat move after a heat move, but for some reason, in that specific instance, you can't do the heat move as soon as he's on the ground. Don't know why. It's really weird. But as long as you give it that extra, like, 2 seconds, you're fine. And considering it just ends the fight instantly, it's just important to do that. Hey, Krebsig. Hope you're doing well. Didn't recognize him while playing Kiwami. I mean, he has different colored hair in Kiwami, and he also has a bit more of a ponytail. But he is the homeless dude in West Park. He is your obvious move tutor in Kiwami as well. Hope you enjoyed Kiwami 2. I won't be saying any plot stuff, obviously, because I don't like... Whenever I do speedruns of, like, the Yakuza games, I don't like talking about the plot of, like, later Yakuza games, because I know there's people here, for example, who are waiting for 3.25, or, nope, 3.26 on PC. So I'm not just going to go ahead and say, you know, oh, I can't believe that moment in Yakuza 6 where Kiryu rode a horse into space and shot satellite lasers everywhere. That was my favorite part. Yeah, the bouncer missions are a bit of a grind. That's why I always did those, like, in between the other content. Like, I kind of just split it up a little bit. Alright, so, more importantly, this conversation with Takakao, we want to do the bottom 2 options. The top option is actually a fake option. If you do the top option, you have to do all 3. If you do the bottom 2 options, you only have to do the bottom 2. Saves you a good 20 to 30 seconds, that. Because we're in a Yakuza 15, I'm sorry, dude. It was pretty obviously gonna happen, I'm afraid. Kiryu on ice. I'm not gonna lie. I would accept an ice skating game from these devs. I would probably accept any kind of game from these devs. Like, a lot of people complain about Dead Souls, but seriously, go play Binary Domain. Binary Domain is by the Yakuza team, RGG Studio. It's a goddamn good third-person shooter. I adore Binary Domain. A lot. It's very cheap on PC. It always goes on sale as well in the Steam sales. It's so very good. I can't believe Nugget got resurrected from the dead by zombie Nishiki and became leader of the Omi Alliance. That was my favorite part. The little chicken that always could. Sunday, no comment. Don't know right now. Sunday might be a busy day for me. Sorry, SHIFTY-EYED, Nishiki be a zombie. There was an accident involving a fishbowl in Yakuza 9, I believe it is. See, Nishiki got a bit upset. And he tried to cool off, but accidentally dropped a fishbowl on his head. You ever watch those cartoons like Bugs Bunny and stuff? Yeah. Darn shame video games don't work like that. So, this is Slugger. I'm about to upset people. Slugger's an absolutely trash fighting style. A lot of people really depend too much on Slugger, and Slugger is... It's not trash. It's not like pure trash, but it is not good. I would go so far as to say it is actually worse than Thug. I would easily go so far as to say that it is actually Majima's worst fighting style, and I will explain why, because I know that is a very inflammatory statement. You'll actually see why in a second, anyway. Punish Nishiki, which was actually you, the creator character from the very start of the game. Aptly named hashtag fuck Konami. People on Twitch do use Slugger all the time. It actually made me happy to watch Brown Man, aka Ray Navarez Jr., use Breaker. So, we obviously have to tutorialize Slugger anyway. So be very careful with Feihu. He likes to get very quick jabs off. We're going to push him away from the wall intentionally. This is more for our benefit. You see how he wasn't attacking there until I dropped my guard? Just be very careful because he has a very quick jab. You need to do the quick way. There it is. The quick way to get out of this fight. I'm just going to do a full combo now because that's going to be slow. Quick way to get out of this fight is a double light strong. But as you saw there, Feihu has a quick jab and also a quick kind of uppercut. It's not an uppercut. He's using a stick, for God's sake. And it basically he has two moves that are quicker than your combo, and basically stops you from quick killing him. So there was a reason why I didn't use the 2 light strong attack there at the end of that fight, and the reason was because we were next to the wall. And this is the entire reason why Slugger sucks. Slugger has, much like a normal baseball bat, all of its power focused into the strong attack at the end of your combo. So the very last hit. Now the trouble with Slugger is tight, small, enclosed spaces and invisible walls, of which the Yakuza series in their fights have a lot of invisible walls until you hit the new engine where you get massive fight arenas, which is really nice for the most part. I'm keying careful in case you can have a fight spawn on the other side of the takoyaki stand there. You actually do have to be careful. So basically, what happens with Slugger is that when you do a normal combo, there's 1 or 2 combos that delay the kind of like last hit. But when you do any kind of normal combo, like say double light strong, triple light strong, which is actually a slow one because it's the nunchuck one, or like 4 light strong, then if you're in a small enclosed space, much like we are right now, by the way, then what will happen is that Slugger can bounce off of walls. You'll hear it. It's a very distinct, unique sound. It sounds like a baseball bat hitting a wall. There's a very big, loud thwack. You'll probably hear it in this fight if I mess it up. If you hear that sound, you've basically bounced off the wall and you've lost all of your damage. And that's the problem with Slugger, is that it's very easy to just lose all your damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to very intentionally back up. That way everyone goes a bit more close together. I'm going to do the 5 light square combo. And you saw there how I bounced off the wall at the end? That is it. There are 2 moves that are okay to kind of negate the bouncing off the wall, which is light strong and 5 light strong. But it's still bad. Despite saying that, you will be seeing me use Slugger quite a lot at points during this run, because despite the fact that Slugger as a fighting style is bad, it enables us to do some little speed strats in fights. And little bits of optimization that actually help with dealing with certain fights in very satisfying ways. Hey Wooly, hope you're doing well tonight. You don't save the game. Do save the game in case the game crashes. If the game crashes, the run's over. I've never had this crash on me, though. I think that's a lie. I think I had it crash like once. Speaking of Yakuza 4, those cutscenes are actually from Yakuza 4. Well, that first cutscene is from Yakuza 4. A little bit of foreshadowing. His cabaret club, 1 hour and 10 minutes. Alright, so we're going to go back to the Grand. You will see that we can now travel via taxi, which is nice. We'll be traveling via taxi to get to the Grand each time because it's, one, a little bit more safer, and two, on PC with good load times, and also, I think PS4 Pro and SSD quicker than trying to run up there. Again, remember that Shakedown is walking around the map, and if he is spawned in, he can actually be in this corner when you taxi up here. It's the exact same rules for Shakedown as it is Majima for Kiryu. So basically, if you taxi, Shakedown doesn't despawn, he can still be on that same position on the map. So we're about to go outside the Grand now and taxi. One little exception is that Shakedown can spawn outside the Grand. Not directly outside the front door, but he can be in between you and the taxi. Has happened... probably in like 5 runs. I know my run counter says that I've only done 77 runs. I did fix that, but apparently my alerts are still loud.
HEYOOOOOOOOOO.
Alright. Fuck you too, I guess. Fucking text-to-speech. Painty, thank you for the resub, the 8 months. I hope you're doing well. I don't know why my alerts... My sub alerts, for some reason, are stuck at 200% volume today. I have tried fixing it. They're currently on 20%. And they just haven't changed at all. So Shakedown can spawn, like, here. It's a little bit of a closer spawn point than most shops that you leave out of. And again, if he's in the park down here, like, we can just waltz over here and we'll see him. You can see that sub-stories are on the map. There's the amazing cult sub-story everybody loves. Oh, yeah, there he was. He was in that left corner. There he is. Dead ahead of us. The bot doesn't know what he's talking about half the time anyway. 100% run, I joke about this because the 100% run would, even on like PC, would take something like... And I'm not talking 100%, I'm talking like all sub-stories. We are talking something like probably between 16 to 20 hours? Mostly because of Majima's cabaret part, which will take probably somewhere between 6 to 10 hours. Because the trouble with Majima's cabaret part, with good routing, I think it could be 6 hours. But with Majima's cabaret part, the trouble is you have 6 different hostesses that are platinum level. Each of those get unlocked after you beat the next big rival. You can only do 1 support conversation with them at a time, and then you have to do a round of cabaret. So, oh, that's real bad. Where's the door? I scream, you broke the bot again. Thank you for the bits. That's a real bad shakedown spawn. That doesn't usually happen. We have to go here. Because of the way that he was positioned, there was literally no way to sneak past him to the side, because I would have just ran into him and pushed him, and I would 100% have gotten into a fight with Shakedown, and that would have ended the run right there, because Majima doesn't need money like Kiryu does. However, I miss Libido, by the way. Love this guy. Majima needs money in one specific part. Exactly after this cutscene. So, if we were to run into Shakedown there and lose our money there when we need 50,000 yen, which isn't a lot, but we need 50,000 yen right here, that's the end of the run. And that was one of the Shakedown appearances that can end the run completely. So, thanks, Shakedown. I'm just not surprised. That's like our fourth sighting of Shakedown already so far. The average for Shakedown sightings in your runs is usually 2. And we're at number 4 in chapter bloody 4. It's not a good sign.
No.
It's not a good sign at all. So, Majima's been offered a way back into the Yakuza. He has to kill someone called Makoto Nakamura. He has been looking for info on this Makoto Nakamura, and he went to a telephone club, met Akko here, And that's the reason why we need the 50,000 yen, is because we're taking her on a date to go get some sushi. And if we don't have the 50,000 yen, she just won't let you continue, because she thinks that it's really unhip that people don't carry 50,000 yen on them in the bubble period in Japan. Which, honestly, understandable, but she's just wanting sushi. So, heck her. So we're now going to go to the UFO catcher. Shakedown actually despawns when you have Akko with you, so do sub-stories, but there is no sub-stories up here anyway, so it doesn't matter. But we have had Shakedown, like, be literally right in the way, and then he just, like, despawns in this part, which is nice. So you don't have to worry about Shakedown. Don't have to worry about sub-stories. We just get through this. There's a little bit of speed tech involved with this as well. So it's actually quicker to not catch anything here. The reason being that if you catch something, Akko has a bunch of unskippable animations that cost you about 1.5 minutes. So it's actually a lot quicker to just glitch the claw machine out and then give up. You don't have to glitch the claw machine out. I just did. You can glitch the claw machine out in a couple of the Yakuza games quite easily. Yakuza 5 comes to mind. Yakuza 5's claw machine is not happy. Yakuza 5's claw machine likes to break in kind of hilarious ways. And this is Majima's actual best moveset by an absolute country mile. Hey Lum, hope you're doing well. So this is Breaker style. We continually refer to Breaker as broken, because Breaker really is just stupidly broken in this game. And it's great. It is absolutely great. We're supposed to be on a date with Akko, by the way. We're just watching this break dance on the other side of the bridge from her. She's all the way at the back there, whilst we speak to this old homeless dude. So because we haven't lost any of our money, we can very quickly get Power Surge 1. You can see we're at 2.1 mil. We usually at 2.2 mil at this point, so I'm not quite sure where I've lost some of that money. Just curious. What fights have I had so far? Oh, I know why. I know why. The Slugger tutorial. Yep, fair enough. So obviously, like, you need a bit more money for the disco. We have more than enough here. Money isn't a problem with Majima. Despite the fact that I don't have that much money here, it's not actually a problem. I just wanted to be aware of why I had less than I expected to. The nice thing is, with Majima, you don't actually need a lot of money. But funnily enough, Majima has the most moments where the run can collapse to Shakedown in it. Despite the fact that we don't actually need any money after this point. So now that we've gone in the disco and paid for the disco as well, we don't need any money other than money for taxiing throughout the run. We need one more upgrade, but we're literally going to get that right after this tutorial. So, Breaker... Wow, you're aggressive today. Breaker lets you... okay, you know what? We're doing this one instead. Did that to get out of the way, cancel out. Everyone's aggressive, which isn't too bad, because that means they'll all run towards me. And then you just spin to win. Not after this tutorial, after the first boss, I should say. After Majima's first boss. So the nice thing is that literally... that tutorial, usually the first guy isn't actually that aggressive, but for some reason he was this time. That happens sometimes. It's been happening a lot lately, but it is what it is. But you'll be seeing us use Breaker a lot. you'll be seeing in the next fight. That alert is so loud. I don't understand.
Special stream PogChamp.
Special stream PogChamp. Thank you for the 8 months in a row. That's almost, it's almost baby years, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. So this is one of the breakdowns we saw on the bridge. He is your master for Breaker style. We won't be getting any of the moves again on any of Majima's tutors. Fight spawn. Yeah, it is. That's really bad. We're gonna get into a fight here. Yep. Nothing we can do. We gotta go this way. So we're gonna lose a good 10 seconds to that, unfortunately. That's frustrating. This bit is the bit where there's no helping it if there are fight spawns here. I'm holding my stamina in case there's a fight spawn around here. Nothing I can do again. It's a shame. So I need to go after that guy first because the pedestrians always block off the way to the left when a fight starts there. Watch out for that sub-story on the right. If there's another fight spawn here, that's the end of the run. And there can be. There isn't. Good. Run is in big jeopardy thanks to those fight spawns. Like massive, massive jeopardy. It all depends on how the stealth section goes. If the stealth section goes badly, then that's run over. Because the stealth section can go horrifically badly. For the first dialogue options here, you want the first one, and then you have to go through the next two after that. Alright. So. Time for Massive Man round 1. Oh, my phone's exploding. What's going on? That's interesting. Do I need to deal with that? That might be something I need to deal with. That should be fine. Alright, so this is Massive Man. You can see how much time we're losing thanks to those optional fights. Haven't even started the fight yet, and we're going to be losing time. And having to avoid shakedown. This was a real bad chapter overall. So we're just going to break him into the corner. Try and use the furniture to do a little bit of extra damage, as you can see. As we said with KUZE, every fight is a mid-fight QTE. Let him get up, and we need to see that QTE. So with Breaker, as you can see with this furniture, you can actually sometimes use the furniture in a positive way to do more damage. If you remember the Bruno tutorial that we had, like 50 minutes ago, or an hour ago even, it's kind of similar to that, in that you just push basically furniture into enemies.
Oh yeah.
Shimmer, thank you for the host. Hope you're doing well tonight, Reward. So, here, you'll see a guy with a gun. The rule of thumb, nice single combo, that helps a lot. Rule of thumb is that there are certain enemies you have to deal with first. Guys with guns are priority number 1. Then guys with knives and stun guns, and then everybody else. Which has a slight tier layering to that, but that's essentially everything that you need. Get past Surge 2, and that's all the money that you need on Majima. Alright, so we're going to start off this fight. We're going to the left. We're going to try and push this guy into everybody else. Doesn't matter if he goes a little far because you can take care of him, and then everybody else is in a nice line. As long as you do that in one combo, everything is fine. It's a little finicky, but yeah. So this is where the run could potentially die. If this messes up in any way, this will be a reset. Because it is on the verge of absolute death, unfortunately. Nice, Esco. Congrats on winning the host. Gotcha. Alright, so stealth section. We have to take Makoto and we have to escape through here. Now, there's a fight coming up here. We want to get on the other side of these enemies here before the fight starts. Otherwise, this is bad. That looks good. That looks fine. This should be fine. It should push us just a tiny bit ahead of the other group when we come out this fight. Again, spin around everybody here. Don't like that one of them is gone on the other side there. He's aggroed, so he'll come after us. Hence why we went after the other guy who was not aggroed. Yep, we're good. Lovely, that's the first part done. We want to try and get as close to the next corner as possible without these guys getting into a fight with us, without leading the end of the fight into the corner exactly, so you want to kind of stay in the middle of the road. This one is usually a 2-combo one because there's a couple of enemies here who like to walk away. As evidence right there. So Makoto can actually, I should have cancelled out of that. Makoto can actually take a couple of hits from the enemies, which is fine. So if one of them does get behind her, you can actually leave it. So we need to get around this corner here before that group running towards us catches us. This is going to be a little tight time-wise. Okay, we're good. Always scared of that. Always scared of that one. So be careful of those three because they actually have very good vision. That's the reason why that hiding spot is there. Hey, Agarolo Bob, thank you for the luck, I appreciate it. I need it because the run's on the verge of death. It's not a good run, unfortunately. If you fail those QTEs, there is an optional fight you have to do, so don't fail the QTEs. Just sleeping, by the way. See him on the right? He's asleep. He's fine. He's fine. Trigger for this cutscene is actually a little closer to here than it is to the right, so just keep running forward. So again, we're going to start with these two here. Move down a little bit so that we don't let Makoto get caught. Cancel out because this guy is all the way over here. This guy usually does what he likes to do. He just sometimes stays around, sometimes runs off like that. Let's keep an eye on the mini-map. If he's too far away, just cancel out. They're quite far away, so I'm going to leave a little early. I got very lucky not to get seen there. So I want to get to this next hiding spot before they turn around, but they, again, were quite far up. So they're going to turn around here and see us. Or not. That was lucky. If they turned around and saw us and we went into this hiding spot, we would go into a glitch state of alert, just like we did with the Champion District earlier. And sometimes the AI, if they do that on this bridge, one of them can, like, stay stuck at the top, and they literally won't leave, so you can't actually do this fast. Like, you literally lose, like, a good 20-30 seconds because of it. Okay. We might be able to save a little bit of time here. Like, maybe a good 20 seconds or so. Depends how well this fight goes. Okay, so this is the guy with the gun. We really want him not to go down, or any of them to go down that little alleyway on the left there. We can also do it with this guy not guarding for the entirety of my moveset here. He can do that. It's annoying. It's good. Stay there. It's bad. Yeah, that's why it's bad. The other guy is too far out. Yeah, it's really bad. Yeah, we could have saved a good 20 seconds, but now we're only going to save, like, probably 10 or so. It's unfortunate. 10.5. Oh well. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Frustrating, but it was an awful chapter with all the fight spawns that we had, unfortunately. Hey, so we're now going to go buy some clothes in Nishiki. Sub-stories are off the map. Fights are on the map. I believe Shakedown is on the map. I might be wrong with that. I'm fairly certain I have seen Shakedown in this part. Well, I don't think you actually can fight him with Nishiki, so I don't think he is. I'm fairly certain I've seen him once, though. It's really weird. Either way, we're gonna hold our stamina here because there wasn't a fight spawn outside. Nope, no fight spawn. Nice. Must have been down the other part of the alleyway. So the close shot we're supposed to go to is straight ahead of us. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make a very quick detour. I'm gonna go over here, past this enemy spawn that is very inconvenient. Hello, Bob. Don't speak to Bob because his DLC is not allowed. What we're going to get is Gotta Go Fast 1, Card Watcher, Gotta Go Fast 2, and Disposable Income 1. I'm down 2 completion points, so we will not be getting Stamina level 3 on Majima, that's for sure. So, what those do is, obviously, Gotta Go Fast allows you to run for longer periods, which is nice. Basically, it's our Stamina up to level 2. And Disposable Income is for something that we will be getting in the next chapter. That is very useful. Ain't that all the time? Yeah. Nice kink. Does it just keep, like, retweeting TF2 stuff? And, like, random not safe for work art? At least the stuff that Hexo retweets is borderline. The stuff for certain somebody I follow, definitely ain't borderline, that's for sure. Eek. Always a surprise. Now, this guy in the middle of the street is the fight spawn. I'm going to intentionally knock into him. Get his attention just in case there was one a bit further down, but there is not. I heard her. I've missed my turning. Alright, so unsurprisingly, doing the correct options here is actually the fastest. So you want this table, the seat nearest to the door. Smith's softcore hentai, Yeah. And nothing here. All in all, messing up everything here, like everything inside of this cafe, can actually cost you up to 3 minutes of unskippable odor animations, including 1 minute and 45 seconds coming from the next thing, which is very surprising. Say hello to the only out of fight QTE. Nice and on the ball. So you lose 1 minute and 45 seconds to messing up that QTE. Not even joking, 1 minute and 45 seconds. That's kind of insane. It's kind of really insane when you think about it. It's not normally triangle, that one. It's always random. There's usually either square or X. Like, my finger was hovering over X, like, instinctively, but no. Yeah, it's like Shenmue. Miss your QT, get hit in the face with a girder and lose all your money. Thanks, Shenmue. Should I say thanks, Shenmue, too? And no, I still haven't done Shenmue 3. Time's not right yet. Time is not right yet. Still. Time is a concept that I don't have at the minute, which is a shame. I really want to be streaming more, because like, I love streaming, and streaming is my nice way of kind of like chilling, relaxing with you all, having a nice time. But the past 2 weeks and the next upcoming month are just going to be busy. We've got another marathon for ESA that we're obviously going to be doing stuff for in a month's time, so... At least I don't have any speedrun submissions coming up, as in anything that I've submitted marathons to. Heck. The one reprieve that I actually have for once. The right time for Shenmue, about 15 years ago. Yakuza entire series speedrun. I tried that. And my stamina wasn't there, which is a shame. I made a mistake when I did it. Basically, what happened was I had a marathon run of Yakuza Dead Souls for Big Bad Gameathon. And then that very same day, I decided to do... And this was before 4 and 5 HD came out. So I decided at that point to try and do 0, Kiwami, Kiwami 2, 3, Dead Souls, 6, and Judgment. Got all the way to Judgment about... I think it was like 18 hours-ish, and just lost all my energy. Which is a shame. I do want to do it. I do want to do it, and it would consist of... That's a shame. Last time it was a single hit. Not this time. It would consist of 0, Kiwami 1, Kiwami 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And there would be donation incentives for... games, words. Binary Domain, Yakuza Ishin, Yakuza Dead Souls, and Fist of the North Star. But Fist of the North Star would be very obtuse and hard to hit, and probably wouldn't be hit. No 7, because 7 isn't out in the West. Simple as that.
あんたの後ろ盾は見ての通りだよ。あ、そう。それじゃ今夜中にあの部屋出てってね。明日の朝までいたら。
There's actually been a couple of runs of 7 already on speedrun.com from a couple of Japanese runners. That's probably the longest Yakuza run of the entire series. Obviously, I'm not looking at the actual run itself yet, because I don't want to know anything about it. But provided whether it's, like, unoptimized or not, I think world record at the minute is an 8-hour 22 or a 27, something like that. So, yeah, that's gonna be a long run. I'm genuinely looking forward to routing it. Genuinely looking forward to it. That's why I don't look at anything Yakuza related on YouTube. At all. I mean, I didn't look at anything Yakuza related on YouTube and they tried to spoil me, because YouTube's algorithm is dumb. I watched bloody what was it? I watched a remix of, I listened to a remix of Silver Bullet from DMC5, and basically, because that same channel had just put up Yakuza 7 OST stuff, the next recommended video was a Yakuza 7 recommended OST, and it's just like, fuck you, I guess. Don't see how these relate, but alright. Is there about a route and do like 12-hour runs? No. I'm upset because a lot of people who run Yakuza 0 don't come back to it. Like, it's one of the more daunting Yakuza runs, sure. Like, if you think it's actually the second, if you take out spin-offs, this is very much taking out spin-offs. If you take out spin-offs, it's the second longest, and taking out 7 because it's not out in the West yet, second longest mainline Yakuza game. Speedrun-wise. Good fight spawn. That means the right should be clear. So, we have to wait 5... I'm just going to speak about our... Oh, no, that's not clear. Just going to speak very quickly about our speed tech here. We have to wait 5 real-world minutes. So, in this time, we're going to go play some Outrun. Oh, yeah, most of the FF7 remake spoiled. That sucks. I know I did a speedrun of that already. I'm intentionally not speaking about it because obviously, 1, brand new, and 2, I know there's people in here who still have yet to play it. The only thing that I will say about it is that the game actually surprised me and it was more fun than I was expecting after the demo. I very much enjoyed it. I want to do more speedruns of FF7R, but I just need time. I don't have time. Like, if this run dies at this point, I don't have time for another 0 run. That's what sucks. Like, I don't have the time. So by playing Outrun and by quitting Outrun, every minigame, from arcade games to karaoke, actually constitute a different set amount of time in this game. For instance, Disco actually freezes time. So by utilizing that, we managed to find out that arcade games are somewhere between 8 to 10 minutes. And by doing that, we skip completely past the oldie 5-minute wait. Thumbs up. So we gotta go out and buy a business. This is Kiryu's business section. This is the only time we touch it in the run. It's good fun in the actual, like, when you play it casually, but in the speedrun, we don't touch it. We get given 15 million to buy this shop, which is actually 14 million, so we get an extra million out of it, which is nice. That enables us to get the upgrade that we need, Power Surge 2, a lot earlier. No, you cannot spend the money on yourself. The game actually disables your upgrade menu when you get here, which, that's hilarious. That's actually hilarious. My X button stopped working for a second there. There we go. Heck. And that's it. You get a bunch of completion points. This is essentially why Majima can sometimes hit sprint level 3, whereas Kiryu cannot. But yeah, I genuinely liked FF7 Remake. A lot of fun than I was expecting. We'll do more runs of it, I promise. I just need time. Right now, Right now, priority for me is learning the Yakuza 5 run, which if this run, like, properly dies, we'll probably do a little bit of that tonight, because I can't do another run of this, unfortunately. And then there's a bunch of games coming out over the next couple of days. There's a brand new XCOM coming out tomorrow. Or I say tomorrow, I think it's coming out in like 3 hours, which I'm not gonna be streaming that. That's too early. I can't do that. I ain't got the time. Yeah. XCOM Chimera Squad unlocking in quickly before this cutscene becomes skippable. 5 hours. Yeah, I'm not gonna be awake for that. Fuck that. We'll do that. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll probably check that out. Oh no, we won't check that out tomorrow. Heck. That's not good. Well, check that out Saturday, I suppose. There's also the Trails of Mana remake, which does have my attention. I'm not sure if I'll stream it or not, but definitely has my attention. And then next week we've got another 2 games in the form of Sakura Wars for PS4, which I will probably stream that. I'm hoping it is good. I really like Sakura Wars on the Wii, so hopefully it's good. And then 2 days after that comes out is Streets of Rage 4, which, as a kid, I absolutely adored Streets of Rage. Such a goddamn good series. So I'm really hoping 4 is good. Really, really hoping 4 is good. All the preview, like, gameplay snippets they've been putting on Twitter recently have looked really nice. So, I am genuinely excited. Genuinely excited for a new Streets of Rage in the year 2020. What a time. And then after that, I think everything is smooth sailing until the end of May, which is going to be, Xenoblade Chronicles Remake. I wanted the knife, not the man. That's fine. So I can get the knife and then stab the man. That's the wrong man. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Well, we're losing time. This run just got real bad. That's not a strong attack either. Heck. That's a real bad fight. Boy. That's not a good look. We could have saved like a good 15 seconds there. This run is not going well. You guys Xenoblade gets delayed. I wonder about that, because like Nintendo Europe put a preview of some of the music on Twitter today, and still reiterated the May 29th date. They seem to be very much like set on that date, which that does surprise me. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it is delayed, but at the same time, it looks like they're going full steam ahead with it, which that's curious. Okay, there's no fight spawn outside, which means there's likely a fight spawn inside, so I'm gonna hold my stamina until here. Oh hey, look at that. There's a fight spawn inside of here. Who would have guessed? Oh, that camera. I went too close to the wall, that's why the camera kind of glitched out there. Not glitched out, went all over the place. But it wouldn't surprise me if Xenoblade gets delayed. I hope it doesn't, but at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me. Because Last of Us has been delayed from May, so there's no more Last of Us. It wouldn't surprise me to see Ghost of Tsushima also get delayed, which, again, I kind of hope it doesn't, because I'm really looking forward to that. But at the same time, I would also rather that people don't lose their lives over a video game. So see, it doesn't matter to me, I just keep playing Yakuza 0 every day. That's all I've been doing lately. Yeah, you're right. It's still available digitally, preloading, whereas Sony pulled the the pre-orders for Last of Us and Iron Man VR, and they're giving people refunds. We've had a gameplay trailer Not the recent one. We had a gameplay trailer like last year. Was it the E3 trailer last year? Obviously hyper stylized, no HUD, etc. But apparently that's how the game is anyway. They say you don't have a HUD in the game. Which... cool, actually. Like, sure. I'm down. Game looks absolutely gorgeous as is. Like, if they have the actual audacity to try and pull like a game like that off without like a HUD or anything like that, that's crazy. I want to see that, because it's like Horizon did it kind of well with the HUD like disappearing. Like, just like dynamically disappearing at points. Like, I think that Horizon did like that well, and I think that would be good for Ghost of Tsushima. But if they say there's gonna be no HUD, alright, sure. Alright. Like, if everything is just context clues, that would be very interesting. But we'll see. I still think the game looks absolutely gorgeous. It's probably my most anticipated game alongside, obviously, Yakuza 7. Watch out for the sub-story on the left, remember? I got a little close to it this time, but I'm trying to save as much time as I can here. Fight spawn over there. Could be one here. There isn't. That's good. Actually, that drunk is a fight spawn. Yeah, they are. And I hope that everybody who was waiting for Kiwami on Xbox does enjoy it. For as much stick as I give Kiwami for the speedrun, the actual game of Kiwami itself is bloody great. It obviously has a few design limitations, still being based on the PS2 game, but at the same time, it's still absolutely glorious. It's way better to play than OG1 these days, although OG1 still has its charm. OG1 definitely still has its charm. Like, I still feel like, not like in story or like release order, I still feel like people should try and play OG2 at some point, never like as their first experience, because like, it is fun to see how the Yakuza games were back then, and OG2 has aged far better than OG1. OG1 didn't age well at the time, and OG1 these days, especially if you're on PS2, is just... ugh. Speaking of OG1, hey Tap. Yeah, we're speaking about how, I still personally feel like people should experience at least one of OG1 or 2. Preferably 2, but, you know. You know, OG1 has the dub. It's a good experience all around. Oh, yeah, one. If only you could have the HD PS3 version with the English dub. Such a shame. Yeah, Kiwami, and that's kind of the problem. That's kind of like what I was talking about, like without like story spoilers. Yakuza 1 OG had a big problem with gun enemies. And unfortunately, Yakuza Kiwami also continues that trend. Like, Kiwami, for good parts and bad parts, Kiwami follows OG1 to the letter at points. 30 to 45 minutes slower than PS3, good god. Like, I knew they were long because, like, if people here haven't seen the OG Yakuza games, and this is very specifically OG Yakuza 1, OG Yak 2 does have some loading times, but not this bad. That's a fight spawn on the right. Gotta avoid it. I have cash confetti. What am I doing? The way that OG 1, you see how like every fight in this has like a short, like 3 to 4 second load time as it like pans in. OG Yakuza 1. So you've got like the isometric camera angles, much like you did the old Resi games, right? You get into a fight, so you have the usual, they talk to you beforehand. Game loads in a loading screen, which loads you into loading in the crest for whatever family they're from, or if they're thugs. Which takes like another 30 seconds to a minute to load in a specific fight arena that you go into based on where you got into the fight, which has all the weapons and stuff like that. And then once you've done the fight, it's another about 30-40 seconds until you get out. Come here, you. Do not be afraid of the man with the sign. I was hoping that hit him. Shame. If I waited a second, that actually would have been glorious. Composure on the other day. The dub is so good still. Like, the dub is good in, like, memey ways. And it really is. It's a treasure. It's an absolute treasure. Turns out, based on HDR, not disc. Yeah, disc is real rough. Mind. Come here. Thank you. I need to hit this guy with both of these last 2 hits, otherwise this is going to be slow. So every bike starts with 3 hits, then has 2 hits, then goes down to the wheel. The wheel has way less damage and a way worse attack pattern than the actual bike itself. So you really need to, in any of these instances where we have a bike and enemies, hit at least 2 enemies at the same time with 1 bike hit. Sign is fine. Throwing will not take him. But it is still good to experience like how far the gap literally went from 2 to Kenzan, really, but 2 to 3 especially. Like, it is a massive difference, like absolutely night and day. Like, it's a glorious kind of like introspective on like, you know, where the series came from and how much things improved going from 2 to 3. Because Yakuza 3 was the first full 3D Yakuza game and it literally changed everything. And now we have obviously the Dragon Engine with like shops and stuff that you can just walk into rather than having to load them in. It's just the little things, like, this is what's good about the Yakuza series, is that with every game comes these small little things, quality of life wise, that are really good. Like, for instance, the ability to order more than 1 item at a time in a restaurant. That was one of the worst things for a long time. Why is the sign here? This should be down the end of the street. The heck? Alright, Dropkick Dave, what are you doing? I don't want to hit him with the wheel because the wheel has a worse heat attack. Tree's not as good as the signs. This is why we don't like large lads. One guy is, yep, scared here. Alright, this will kill them all. That was bad. Large lad being a large pain today. Heck. You can get those healing items for safety if you want. I didn't, because this friend's already pretty dead as it is. Alright, time for one of the best boss intros in the series. I'm going to shut up for this because I'm going to go grab a drink.
KUZE. さっき飲んだ。あんたが仕向けたのか。
お前に一ついいことを教えといてやる。極道ってのはな、ボクシングとは違え。喧嘩に負けたやつが敗者になるんじゃねえ。最後まで張り続けらんなかったやつが負けるんだよ。ああ、そうだろうが。極道の世界に KO はねえ。俺はな、キリ。指の1本や2本なくそうが、阿波野や渋沢に頭取られようが、そんなことは構えしねえんだ。命ある限り何度でも這い上がってやる。だからよ、てめえみたいな半端もんが一番許せねえんだよ。死ねよボケ
How you can have one of the best fight intros in any game ever and then be a complete buster is beyond me. So this is KUZE round 2. KUZE round 2 is actually hilariously easy. Lay into him straight away. We have full heat, so we're going to be doing a heat move. Obviously the power of Golden Fist and our heat moves make us do a shit ton of damage. We're going to be building our heat up. So start attacking KUZE, and then charge your last hit, and okay. KUZE drops his guard for some reason. Do it again. Away. So, funnily enough, he also does this on Legend. Like, this is literally the easy way of dealing with KUZE because he just literally does nothing. Do a heat move there so that we make sure we mitigate him into a decent HP value. And that's it. That's KUZE 2. One of the easiest fights in the game. Even on Legend. Yeah, he just drops it. Like there's no fanciness to it. It's literally just KUZE just stops. Alright, decent chapter. Okay, Ron is slightly alive. It's not 100% alive, but it's slightly alive. How you doing well, PX? Yeah, no cutscene percent. I don't have the time for cutscene percent, sadly. I don't have the time for another run if this one dies, and this one is pretty much in jeopardy. Massive, massive jeopardy. E5S Savage yesterday at 1%. Yeah, we did that with E6S. It was painful because we'd been trying that for like literally weeks. The 0.1% are the worst. Like. Onto E6S. Good luck. If you're playing Dragoon, good fucking luck. You have my spear. Hi, mage. Oh, you're not that much luckier. But at least I don't have to contend with a fucking deathline when every single one of your cooldowns comes off rotation. No fight spawn. The heck? Shakedown might be around. Turn your brain off and spam glare. Good luck. Melee really suffers in E6S. E6S is a horrifically bad fight for melee. I actually really like the fight. I really like the fight a lot, but good God, if you are melee, it is hard. Because like the trouble with E6S, as you could probably imagine, much like E6, you get a death line. And if you're playing, at the very least, Dragoon and Ninja, you get that death line, especially for Dragoon, because I main Dragoon, and obviously I know the horror stories from our Ninja, in the fuck that death line. Because literally, when all the Dragoon's jumps come off cooldown, that's when Garuda puts that death line down. So, either you do those jumps early, or you lose damage out of your rotation because fuck you, why are you playing Dragoon? That's literally it. I hate E6S for that, but I actually really like the fight. I really, really like the fight. When you get that fight down, it's actually really cool. It's very mechanic heavy. Very, very mechanic heavy. Like to be fair, I think the entire E5 to E8S has been exceptionally mechanic heavy. The Savage versions. Yeah, E6 was Wreck the Pasta, as we called it. Like, it's not too bad when you know what you're doing. When you know what you're doing, it really isn't that bad. But when you go into that fight, it's terrifying. It's terrifying just because it throws a whole bunch of mechanics at you early, and then it just gets worse going on. E7 and E8S are just like, hey, you know how you handling all of those bloody mechanics? Have some more. Just have a load more. Like, the first, like, minute of EAS is just, alright. Alright, screams in Dragoon. Whatever. The fight's awesome, but for melee, it's just not. For melee, it's more figuring out how the hell you can keep your damage up in your rotations, because... Wow. This is one of the longest unskippable cutscenes as well, by the way. We refer to this as Mahjong cutscene for the obvious reasons. E7, from what I didn't seem too bad, but E7 also caused some members of our group to have a massive falling out. Hi, yeah, I was one of them. That's why I no longer have a raid group in Final Fantasy XIV. I just had no time. If you haven't seen, like, in the past 2 weeks, I've barely streamed. Why don't you come forward? I was really hoping to knock the furniture into the sky. Oh well. I think I actually stopped him myself by hitting the furniture at him because he was aggroed. That's unfortunate. But any fight in that Mahjong parlor is awful. Be it in this or any other Yakuza game, any fight in that Mahjong parlor is awful. Speaking of raid group, hey Asko. I still miss raiding. Like, it's... I still keep thinking, like, oh, hey, tomorrow's Friday, raid time, yay, and then I remember. I'm just like, oh. Alright. Final Fantasy XIV, Painy. The E stands for Eden, the S stands for Savage. Yeah, it was all that darn Asquel's fault. That darn Asquel never said a word to any of us, just constantly silently judging and mocking us. Unbelievable, just, my heart couldn't take it anymore. I mean, to be fair, we had a white mage. Our white mage, bless her, she does the best she can. If you remember E5S and Chain Lightning, we literally tell her to stay still so that we can, like, maneuver it around her, because it's easier on us that way. It's easier on her that way. And bless her, we had to tell her to do more DPS because she's a very good healer. She's an amazing healer, but she needs to do more DPS. Just throw more stones. There's more and more stones. That's all you need to do. Just lob stones. When in doubt, lob stones. More stones. Holy, what's that? Fuck that. More stone. Who needs holy when you can just throw stones? Okay, if I spawn there, means we'll be safe around here. So we're standing too close. Yeah, like we're very lucky in that our off tank knows that we're idiots, so he's ready to jump in if somebody dies. Which usually didn't happen on our side, but sometimes did, because there was one unfortunate moment. Fuck! My D-pad didn't work. There was one unfortunate moment. God damn it. Where we didn't realize there was an AoE beneath you when chain lightning hit anybody. And of course, I stand just half a centimeter too close to our healer, giving them the debuff and making them take an extra hit from the next chain lightning. And we kind of sat there just like, huh? What happened? Fortunate moment just now, yep. But I had fun in my raid group, I really did. I've only been out of it for like a week and I still miss it already. I miss it a lot, but I'm out of time. It's annoying. Like, I don't mind coming in for like, if there's like a session or two that you can't get people and like it looks like everything's gonna collapse and I'm around, like ask me because I might be around. Like, but like tomorrow, for instance, I'm not around, so yeah, like, because tomorrow we're doing something special on stream. Ooh, and it involves this game that you're watching right here. Myself, Lord Mouse, and potential special guest Weber will be going through a very special kind of speedrun. It's not any kind of speedrun you've ever seen me do for this before. You'll see. I was gonna keep teasing and hinting at you. I've teased and hinted at it before. We're finally gonna do it tomorrow. It's been on me, like, waiting the entire time because of ESA stuff and speedrun stuff and having to do copious amounts of Final Fantasy 7R before my showcase. Keep that in mind, fair enough, yeah. Like, it might be that, like, on the day I'll just be like, no, I'm sorry, I've got no time or something like that, but there are times where I might just be, like, able to go, you know what, I can defer this for, like, an hour or two. Chaos mod. If only. If only. It's not that cool, unfortunately, but it is still cool. Something about Lord Mouse, yes. We will be starting probably around 7, 8 my time, so 2 hours earlier than I started this stream, so I can math in about 20 hours-ish. 19 to 20 hours-ish, something like that. I guess it depends on when the both of us are around. I have a nice quick dinner to cook tomorrow, so I shouldn't be... I gotta take the dog, because apparently in this fucking coronavirus-infested world, it's my job to take the bloody parent's dog for a walk in the evening. So I'll just fucking die, yeah, sure. Yeah, I don't mind, fuck it. I don't fucking mind dying, yeah, sure. Why not? So I gotta take the dog, I have to have dinner, and then I'll be, no, I won't be ready, because I gotta do some, studying first. But then I'll be ready. Yakuza 0 crowd control. I would love Yakuza 0 crowd control. But I don't see what they could really do. I don't see what you could do with crowd control. You might be able to do something with the Dragon Engine games because of all the vending machine debuffs that you can inflict on yourself. There might be code for that that's able to get, like, turned on. Like, could just have, like, a random, like, hey, have a random mystery drink. And, like, the mystery drinks, you'll go down to, like, either 1 HP or get, like, buffs, etc. So I feel like the Dragon Engine games would be more suitable for a crowd control. Even though I'd love it to be this one. But I don't know what you'd do. Because you don't have that many specifics in this. You have, like, the drunk debuff, and that's about it. Shakedown is 2 shakedowns stacked. Ugh. Yeah, crowd control is this thing that is done in certain speedruns. There's been a couple of ESA and GDQ for the past few events, where basically people who donate bits? Question mark? I should know this. I did the fucking blurb for this. People who donate bits get the special crowd control coins that they can use in the Twitch extension. And that allows them to influence stuff in the game. Like, for example, if you have enough coins, you can just outright kill somebody. Simple as that. You can do stuff like... I'm trying to get the way to push me here. Push me! I hate you. Oh, I hate you, he didn't push me. Yeah, you can have stuff like the run or die anytime. You can have them teleport to certain places. Different effects going on, etc. It's actually hilarious. Two of the most popular ones are Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time. So if you think Ocarina of Time, for example, you can have like your ammo removed for your bombs, your arrows, etc. You can have random iron boots put on, mini Link, teleported, instant killed, frozen in place, so like ice traps, etc. It's really cool. It's really, really cool. A massive pain, but really cool. I've never done it. I've wanted to do it at some point with Ocarina of Time Rando, but I've never done it myself. There's a whole bunch of games that it works with. GTA San Andreas, Ocarina of Time, Link to the Past, I believe Super Metroid? And by extension, I believe the Super Metroid Link to the Past, Rando? Question mark? I don't know if that's true or not. Don't quote me on that last one. I know there's a Sonic it works with. I don't know if it's Mania or what, but I know there's a Sonic it works with. I'm fairly certain I saw Argic posting about it at one point. I might be wrong on that. Yeah, there's just a bunch of games that it works with. Not like a whole bunch, but all the popular ones. Well, so I saw your comment earlier about wanting another $20% penny. I would never say no to having another $20%. I would much prefer it to be this if it was any of the Yakuzas. Just considering this or 5, considering the sheer amount of content, but the fact that 5 is like 6.5 hours. That's a no. But it's not my call. I'm not in charge of submissions. I'm not in charge of $20%. I just want to get the any percent of this into an ESA because this is my magnum opus. This is my baby. This is my baby. This is my favorite Yakuza run. Despite the 6 changes, I mean the 6 is also my favorite Yakuza run for completely different masochistic reasons. If I do this guy first, so combo, very nice. Take that. Just do room nights. Yeah, I've been thinking that whilst I still have my sub remaining, but can't be asked. I did some at like 5 AM the other day because I was showing Seraph a few things. That's about it. Yeah, crowd control is good fun. If you ever see a crowd control run, it's basically the crowd fucking with the runner the entire way through. Kind of similar to $20%, but more in-game stuff. Alright, you cat. Have a good evening. And yeah, you'll see the secret Friday night thing tomorrow, because tomorrow is Friday night, I suppose. I do keep losing track of what day it is. I actually today thought it was Tuesday, which was a little worrying. Fight spawn here for once. Holy shit. I've had so many bloody fight spawns here that have been like enemy spawns recently. It's nice to actually have a proper fight spawn. Or a civilian spawn even. Not a proper fight spawn. Lugu, you say that, and I know very full well that you are currently playing Final Fantasy XIV right now. 1,469 tuna potatoes. I mean, I have like over 250 stacks of butter in Final Fantasy. Would have been wrong 15 minutes ago. New Destiny event. I uninstalled Destiny because I needed the hard drive space for something. What do I need the hard drive space for? Dude Eternal. That's what I needed it for. And then I had to get rid of Doom 2016 for something because I'm out of space completely. Bollocks if I can remember what. Was it the Monster Hunter? Was it Monster Hunter Iceborne? It might have been actually. I don't know. I don't remember. What have I played on PC recently? That isn't this. Good fight spawn. Very good. Not that it matters too much at this point because we have cash confetti. Any place to move on to is GBF and its worths. Yeah, don't do that. don't do that. Well, it's Friday in Europe. I mean, it is now. It's 20 minutes past Friday. Are we? We're not the most western point of Europe, are we? What about bloody Greenland? Greenland, Iceland? Oh god. I'm showing I don't know my geography. What is the island that's to the west of the UK? Is it Greenland or is it Iceland? Portugal. That's south. Oh wait, southwest. Alright, if we want to get pedantic, southwest. Greenland is in Canada. Ah. I mean, yeah, so, okay, both, yeah, but yeah, Iceland is the one I'm thinking of. Is Iceland considered EU? Because otherwise, I guess that would make us and Ireland, like, the most western point of the EU for now, question mark? Portugal? I guess Portugal just jut out a bit, doesn't it? Yeah, I guess Portugal, actually. Is in the EU? I don't know. I don't know. Greenland, Norwegian, which would be a yes then. Greenland is Danish. Ah. I mean, it's funny, I was saying yesterday to, like, a couple of friends that Denmark actually must be quite nice, because you don't really... Yeah, all the time you hear shit from different countries, you don't really hear shit from Denmark. Like... like, I don't know much about Denmark, other than the fact that you don't really hear shit about it, which is probably a good thing. Like, every country you just hear, like, good and bad things about, but Denmark is just... It's Denmark. Like... It's pleasant. There's nothing, like, don't really ever hear anything bad. It's just pleasant. It's nice. Alright, so for Massive Man round 2, we will be doing a thing called Nishtani strats in a second. We're going to try and keep him on the ground at a certain point. I'm going to intentionally switch to Slugger here and use the Slugger heat move when Lee is almost on his feet. On smaller enemies, and not Lee, basically, this gives you the opportunity to do a full Slugger combo. Although he's actually staying down for once. Usually he gets up in this, so... Don't forget, again, mid-fight QTEs, let him get up and do all the QTEs. Yeah, Finland is Hexoland. Hexo has his very own sauna. So this second QT is new. This is one that actually does damage. Hence why you can just end the fight. Like so. Very good Lee fight. Saw some critical information from Wikipedia. Mentions Greenland has been politically and culturally associated with Europe. So they're probably the westernmost point of Europe then. Okay. I can't remember why I wanted to know that at this point, but there we go. there we go. Knowledge has been attained. Thanks, heck. So this is one of the points where Shakedown can end the run. If he's on this bridge, you can see that we can't actually use the taxi. And yes, he can be on this bridge. This guy's the fight spawn, so I'm going to knock into him intentionally. That way, if Shakedown is around here, he's not going to bother us. You'll see me do that sometimes. I'll sometimes, like, walk into, like, a singular enemy just to get their attention. That way I have, like, a little buffer for around corners, just in case there is an enemy spawn. Alright, have a good sleep, Abyss. And, yeah, Lugu, but let's not mention that piece of shit. No politics on stream. Other than the political or geographical affiliation of Greenland. That's the only politics that's allowed. We have learnt. Alright, we actually might save some time in this chapter, which is nice. Yeah, looking at my time here is actually pretty good. Alright, so we've kind of salvaged the run. It's not fully salvaged yet, but it's getting there. The trouble is we've got two really nasty splits to work against. Like, two goddamn perfect gold splits. Oh, probably. That sounds like us, honestly. That does sound like us, let's be honest. You get that Star Wars talk out of here as well. We don't talk about the prequels or the new movies. Can you believe the year is 2020 and there are actually Star Wars movies that are worse than the prequels? Unbelievable. Actually unbelievable. The housing foreign countries don't have saunas in them. I mean, if we had a sauna in my house, I wouldn't have a bedroom. There's no room. So this Nishtani, the aforementioned Nishtani strats came about because of characters like Nishtani, who are smaller characters. Wait for Nishtani to almost get up on his feet. You slugger. So I haven't seen Skywalker. I haven't seen any of the new movies. I don't really give a fuck. I used to like Star Wars, but I don't anymore. Get him up. QTE. It's still December. It's going to be December for a long time. Actually, saying that, it is way colder at this time of year than it was last year. Because the internet won't shut the fuck up about them. All I keep hearing is, they ruined the Star Wars. Star Wars is bad now. Alright. I know all the spoilers from them because the internet is the internet. Like, the bloody day that the first of the 3 new movies came out, everybody was just doing that one spoiler. Like, I think that's probably the reason why I just... That's probably the reason why I just can't be asked to watch them. It's just like, yeah, alright, I know what happens. I really don't particularly care. Now, you're not wrong on that. You really aren't. The internet likes to take things to extremes these days. It's not good. Like, I'm sure the movies themselves aren't actually, like, that bad. And, like, I have seen Rogue One, though. Rogue One's good. Rogue One is good. I have seen that. That's very good. Very good movie. It's just funny that the most universally acclaimed stuff for Star Wars now is the spin-off side stuff, like The Mandalorian, Rogue One. I heard good things about Solo. Like, everybody who I spoke to who watched Solo said it's a really good movie, but just barely anyone watched it. Also, rest in peace to Nishtani's voice actor. He died last weekend. Keiji Fujiwara, I believe. Amazing voice actor. You watch Pluto Nash. Oof. And a sequel, getting the original script and tearing it in half and doing your own thing. Yeah, that sounds like a recipe for disaster. Who would have imagined that a new Jurassic Park would be better than a new Star Wars? Actually crazy. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be controversial again. I'm gonna say it. Brace yourself. This is gonna be a big one. Pacific Rim 2 is a good movie. It's not as good as Pacific Rim 1. It's a good movie though. It definitely loses some of its charm from the original, but it's still a good movie. Like, still a good movie. Pacific Rim itself was fantastic, though. You've not watched Pacific Rim. Excuse me. You're gonna lose that sword unless you go outside and watch... No, don't go outside. You stay inside and watch that Pacific Rim right now. Don't go outside. Not allowed. Inside Pacific Rim right now. Shit. Brent, you also stay inside and watch Pacific Rim right now. And Event Horizon. If you all haven't watched Event Horizon. Go watch Event Horizon. I unironically do love Event Horizon because it's just so... It's so dumb. Also, shout out to this office's hitbox being half the room. That's really nice. You gotta go outside tomorrow. I gotta go outside every day, and I don't like it. I don't like it in the slightest. Alright, Lord Mouse. Enjoy sleep. I'll catch you tomorrow for thing.
Ah, 支配人さん、待って、ちょうどよかったよ。くす。
おいおいおい。
急いであげないと薬。
Alright. That's the one thing I like about the SOTENBORI taxi list is that every single taxi point is at a key place. Majima's apartment, the warehouse where you keep Makoto, top right with the takoyaki stand, the Kijin office, top left with the Grand. It's really nice. It's like the actual perfect taxi list in any Yakuza game. Go outside to receive a package of instant noodles. Yo, instant noodles. If only. If only. No. No, no dub. No dub. We can't measure up to the original OG 1's dub anyway, so what's the point? That's unfortunate. Getting stabbed there is very unfortunate. Shame. No traffic. Nice. Online shop was asked on a certain minimum price to deliver stuff you wanted to order some instant. That's fair enough. Just need to mute my mic. Sorry about that. Just had a runny nose, had to blow it real quick. That's not going well. Yeah, they all got scared because I beat the main guy, unfortunately. This wasn't the guy that I wanted to start working on. % Cinderella. No. What? The camera wasn't facing this way, excuse me. Cool shenanigans. No! Alright, this is gonna be a little rough. I accidentally hid. We have to do the old-fashioned way. Standing behind this wall and waiting for them to run. Which I can't see because the camera's glitched out. This might be run over right here. Uh-oh. Actually, they're running slowly. No, we're fine. They're running slower than usual. No, we're fine. I don't know why. Nice. Alright, we got lucky. Good. The hitboxes of these people. And that's finished his normal FF for 7-hour run. I mean, I still have some... I still like the fact that, you know, my first, like, quote run, that showcase for ESA, would get me at least, like, 3rd on the leaderboard for PS4 FAT with HDD. But I'm still not proud enough of that to actually, like, submit it to the leaderboard. Especially after what happened afterwards, so... I'd rather just forget that run ever existed and do another run. This time with proper endgame strats. But at the same time, I also need to do other Yakuza runs. Like, I need to bloody do a Yakuza 5 run. I hate these guys and their hyper armor, and stop grabbing her, thank you. Stop guarding! Oh, he's aggro. That's... Yeah, come here. Oh, I'll 100% get better time. Like, I had bad strats for the endgame. I'll have better strats for the endgame next time around. My notes were a mess when I got to the end of the run. Like, when I got to, like, the last 5 chapters or so, my notes became a jumbled mess that I never sorted out before my run. Which is not good, because usually I have way more concise notes, and it threw me off. Missing important equipment as well was also not good. But I'll do another FF7R run at some point. I just need time. I don't have time. It's the one thing that I desperately need right now. Because the FF7R run, like, I feel like my next run will be sub 8, but I don't think it'll be sub 7. Because PS4 HDD. So, honestly, like, I need a time period where I can free up, like, something like 7.5 hours. Which I don't have at the minute. I barely have enough time for a 0 run, honestly. Like, with these 0 runs, I give myself a good buffer of like an hour to be able to reset, but yeah. And yeah, I need to learn 5. It's a promise I made, and obviously, you know, I run the Yakuza games. I need to run 5. Like, it's not like 4 where I don't want to. I just need the time. Because 5's run is about 6.5 hours. And again, I don't have 6.5 hours at the minute. It sucks. Like, I'm so busy just doing my own shit and trying to survive at the minute. It's the same with everybody. Like, a lot of people obviously have a couple of, like, a bit extra free time because of obviously everything that's going on. Some people don't. I don't. Like, you'd have thought that with, like, this pandemic I'd have more free time, but I genuinely don't. And it really hurts because, like, I think that's the thing that I've missed the most, the past probably 2 weeks, is that literally I stream to have fun. I stream to, like, relieve a bit of stress. I stream to shoot the shit with all of you. And I don't have any free time. I just don't. And it sucks. How much time we saved on loading times? A lot. Excuse me for 2 seconds. And you fucking stay out. Christ. Another reasonably large spider waltzes into my room from under my door. It's nice that this is a cutscene that doesn't have text skipping. And that my controller lead is fucking long. I showed him the door, I just like walked over there and just like scooted my foot over a few times, like, just fuck off, like, go away. Just don't come in here, this isn't your room, this is my room, leave. I actually reckon there's a couple of spiders next to me. There's this like little cupboard next to me, like a full 5-drawer cupboard that I keep like my studying stuff in and a couple of controllers in. I reckon there's spiders living behind there. I hurt my knuckles actually, goddamn. But yeah, I think FF7R on PC will save a lot of time. With a good processor and a good SSD, it's going to save a shit ton of time. Because the load times are a little weirdly wild anyway, to begin with. I was really hoping to hit him with that because I would have done a bit of extra damage. Oh. Like, I hit him with it with the throw, but if I actually hit him with it, I would have done a bit of extra damage. Yeah, no, the load times themselves are a little weird for FF7R. If you can buffer skip the cutscenes, they don't load the next cutscene as long. It's weird. Skip cutscenes faster for quicker load times? It's very, very weird. Also, much like most of my other speedruns, it has a couple of really shitty softlocks in it. Stuff like bosses getting stuck in scenery and not going to their next phases. That's some good shit right there. What is it with me and my speedruns? Having the dumbest of bloody... I'm being quiet because I'm being careful of stun gun guy. Give knife. I would like that knife as well. That's a big knife. This is bad. That's twice that guy has got that combo off against me. That's bad. Very bad. Oops. Yeah, both Lugu and Seraph got 14. Seraph has all the expansions. Not sure about if Lugu has all the expansions or just Heaven Sword and Stormblood. EU servers aren't in Canada anymore, or at least they shouldn't be. They were for like early 14, but they aren't anymore. Still fucking feel like they are. Raid days are rough. Like, that's one of the things that was, like, infuriating when we were doing E6S a lot, is there's one mechanic in E6S that's essentially a tether, and people have to walk into the tether to pick it up. And the amount of times that people would stand still, like, this was our strategy, was the person who had the tether, or all the tethers originally, would stand still so everybody else could get the tethers. Some people walked through straight away and got the tether before they even hit the person. And then we have one or two people, like, it's completely random, whoever it is, who walk through, try and get the tether, and it just doesn't go onto them. Because fuck you. Why not? Just fuck you. That's a little early. I'm not gonna have the damage after this QT. I'm just gonna use the sign. No kidney surgery for KUZE today. I'm still gonna knife him though. Right, he has his knocks. That's really bad. Actually killing KUZE with a beer case. That was a very bad KUZE. Light server, so yeah. It was you on Tuesday? Yeah, seriously. Like, the amount of times that, like, I'd have it on me and I wouldn't move, and I'd see people walk through it. Like, Lurker as well saw me a couple of times, like, run through it and just not get the tether. Like, there are times when, like, me or Nitro would sit, and I mean sit, in the fucking tether, and it wouldn't give it to us. For a good few seconds. We're not talking like 30 seconds, we're talking for like a good, like, not 30 seconds, like half a second. We're talking like a good 3 or 4 seconds. And like, fuck all of that. Fuck all of that. Like, when Final Fantasy doesn't want to... When FF14 doesn't want to do its triggers, it really doesn't do its triggers. Like, it's so annoying. Like... And for as much human error as there is, you can't blame anybody for the servers fucking you. So annoying. So goddamn annoying. Well, Vincent Crossroads had a good spawn. Like, even though we have cash confetti to get rid of spawns, we still don't want to see any fight spawns because it still takes a good, like, 3 to 4 seconds to actually do the animation for cash confetti. So it's still like a delay anyway. So, preferably no fight spawns is still best. And here's the guy we gave the malt to back in chapter 2. You heard Heaven Sword is meh? What? Heaven Sword, good. Stormblood mileage may vary. Shadowbringers, great. Stormblood really is your mileage may vary. I think Stormblood is okay, but Stormblood has its fair share of massive issues. Massive issues. But Heaven's Sword is good. The trouble with Heaven's Sword is the start of Heaven's Sword is literally after the 100 quests, so you still have like a little bit of that bullshit to go through. Like Heaven's Sword is a bit of a slower start, but Heaven's Sword is still good. Heaven's Sword is still very good. I don't want to like I don't want to pimp up Heaven's Sword too much because the start of Heaven's Sword is really slow.
Hey, 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 hey!
Hey, hey, hey.
そっちのやつなんかホームレスっぽくないじゃん。別にいいんじゃね？ここにいんだから同罪だよ。同罪。逃げんなよ。
What?
やめろ。何命令してんの？やめてくださいだろ。なんだこいつ。ああ、やってくれたよ。これ大怪我だよな。一車両、一車両。
I didn't check my money. Hopefully I've got enough.
そうです。僕らガキの未成年です。人殺しても罪になりません。
We'll find out in a second.
罰は受けねえとでも思ってんのか。世の中そんなに甘かんねえぞ。
生きがいいね。俺らとやる気かよ。おい、こいつ俺のこと殴ったんだぞ。ぶっ殺せ。
You know, I was gonna say earlier that it's been like absolutely freezing cold for the past few nights. Like I can see my breath at night, but like tonight it is scorching hot. Really scorchingly hot. What the heck? Alright, hopefully I've got enough. I do just about enough. Holy shit. Look how little money I'm gonna have after this. That is 8,590 yen, baby. Hell yeah. Dodge away so I don't pick up the baseball bat because, as we all know, no baseball bats. Wow. That's a little closer to the money amount than I wanted, to be honest. Remember when I said earlier that it gets a little tight? Yeah, that's it in a nutshell. Damn. Yeah, the 100 quests after the end of Realm Reborn, after Praetorium, are just the worst. Like, the actual absolute worst. Never want to experience any of that kind of content ever again. I mean, you're also playing Monk as well, which is one of the most unsatisfying melee classes in the game. So. Alright. Time for Tojo HQ. Let's go. I'm assuming we're getting the next part of the Alliance raids in 5.33 as well. Let's head this way. This aggro guy behind me is going to be a problem. That was smooth, actually. That was really nice. Huh. Fair enough. Alright, through the gate. Stamina Royale there if you need some healing item. I'm losing my heat, so I'm just going to go straight to them. Damn it. Didn't get there in time. Crystal Tower will actually be required in 5.3. Interesting. Very interesting.
So just
I didn't catch this guy. I mean, I wouldn't have ended on this guy anyway. Don't trust Oda and Tachibana to take anybody out. Just don't do it, because they won't. I'm dodge. Hi. Just shoot him, Oda. I was a bit late to that, so I guarded instead. I usually just dodge past him, but I was late. Oda, you just had to punch him, that's all you had to do! Okay, so for this guy, we basically... He's gonna do a couple of things. We want him to do nothing. That's bad. That's also bad. That's good, because now I'm behind him and I can slap him with a sword. This fight usually goes horrifically wrong for a couple of different reasons. Usually with this guy, he'll either guard or dodge. He actually dodged at the start, which isn't too bad. Guarding is worse because he usually attacks straight after, and you saw that he obviously attacked straight after because I knew he was going to after he dodged. So he's one of those really annoying guys. Punch him first, switch to beast, and then everybody's in front of you. Okay. Nice dodge. Imagine Oda and Tachibana actually knocking somebody to the ground and finishing them off. Unbelievable. Actually unbelievable. Alright, so in this part, we need to defeat a certain number of enemies, and then a big old sword lad's gonna spawn in. So I'm just gonna grab this lantern. These guys. One more, I think it is. Oh, two. Oh, three. That's real bad. See, the trouble is, the reason why I don't want a lantern going into this cutscene is that you drop it after the cutscene. So I have to come back over here and grab a new one anyway. Just use my hyper armor there. It's still worth shimmying over to grab a lantern because it's quicker to defeat everybody with. Pretty much everybody's on one hit now. Nice. Come here. Large lads using their large bodies in large ways. Hecking frustrating, the lot of them. Hecking frustrating, every last one of the buggers. I hate the large lads in this, I really do. It's so frustrating. Like, I am the beast, I am the large lad. You can't be larger than I am. Alright, so for some reason Tachibana and Oda are dropping us off next to the office. I think the devs really wanted you to do some money stuff here. I see a drunk guy walking towards us. We're gonna knock into him for the enemy aggro. Thank you. That way, if there's a fight around here, we won't get into it. Okay, that's good. We need to go to Little Asia, which is where Oda and Taxi Banner have gone, funnily enough. So, I don't know why they couldn't have taken me with them, but we're going to have to taxi over there ourselves. One thing I forgot to mention earlier when we walked past here to go to the Champion District is we have to be a little careful when going past this intersection. You can see on the mini-map that one of our masters, Kamoji, is here. Our master for Rush, you can see on the right. Oh, hello. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Hello. Shakedown's too large to follow you down Little Asia. Oh. Really need Shakedown to stop turning up tonight. He could have blocked me off, which would have been really bad. That's not too bad. I was hoping to save a little more time on that chapter, because I thought I had a decent Tojo HQ. But oh well. So yeah, we're off to Sotenbori to go find the owner of the empty lot, which is Makoto, funnily enough. Unfortunately, she's been taken by some random individual, and we're gonna go and find out who has taken her. We are working with Sagawa, working with, in massive quotation marks. And we're going to have to go and see Nishitani's lot, the Kijin clan. This is one of the two splits that I said I have absolutely almost perfect gold splits in. So, not looking forward to this, because I'm not playing particularly well right now. I did okay at Tojo HQ, but yeah. You don't fish, you're not me. Hey, listen. Hexo fishes as well, you know. Machinist or Dragoon. I wanted to learn Machinist, I never did. So for this room, again, roll of fun, gun guy first. Hopefully we can get everybody in one combo. He's walking the right way at least. Unfortunately, everybody is now split up. Okay, we got the one combo thanks to knocking the share into him. That's kind of why I went slightly to the right. So they tell us that Nishitani is in jail, and to get in we need to go see a guy called Billiken, who is on the other bridge. I really hope I didn't just menu down to a different taxi point, because the first taxi point is the one we want. If I went down to one of the other ones, that's a bad time loss. Actually, no, it's about the same. I was wondering if it'd be quicker to go to the other taxi point. I'm fairly certain I've timed it before. Maybe. 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 Play Black Mage, stay in ley line, blame healer when you die. Yeah. Yeah, Machinist you can just get straight as soon as you get into the Heaven Sword content. The Heaven Sword content stuff is Machinist, Ast, and one other thing I've forgotten. So this is the Coliseum. Every Yakuza game loves this Coliseum. This is Ginger Chapman. Ginger Chapman is a problem. He has a knife and lots of hyper armor. We're gonna make sure he hopefully stays on the ground. This is why you watch out for Ginger Chapman. He has a lot of guard. You can see that I'm moving away so that I can bait him into doing that. It's bad. Stab me. Thank you. He likes to turn in this combo, so you have to be a little careful. That was an okay Ginger Chapman. Not getting stabbed is decent. Right, next up. This is Dr. Kirito. He also has a bladed weapon in his claws. However, the difference between him and Ginger Chapman is that he has a heat mode. I have a lot of heat myself, which is nice, so I'm going to try and keep him down with Nishitani strats. Keep him next to the wall. Not good. No. So this is the other problem with Slugger, is that you can't use the heat move if they're using an attack in any way, shape, or form. It's another reason why Slugger sucks. But that's the end of Dr. Kirito. That's a decent fight. I'll take that. I salvaged that fuck up. That I almost messed up really badly when I messed the heat attack up. Alright, because we've had a good Ginger Chapman and a good Dr. Kirihito, that means the last lad is not going to play nice. I love this last lad. I hate him and I love him at the same time. The aptly named Dead Puncher because he's about to punch this run dead. So as you can see, he doesn't have a bladed weapon. That doesn't mean that he's actually easier to fight because he's more dangerous than the other two. So Dead Puncher has way more hyper armor than the other two and can basically knock you out of any combo that you're doing. Add in the copious amounts of guard and of course the EX mode, and yeah, Dead Puncher is a problem. So I'm trying to go sideways so that he doesn't raise his guard. So dead at the end there. That was a nice little dodge. Hell yeah. Okay, so because he's doing this, I'm going to switch to Slugger because you can get a free heat move in when they're going into their EX mode. Now, Dead Puncher is one of these larger characters, so he's not going to stay down for Nishtani strats. Or he is. No, he isn't. There you go. There you go. There you go. That's a Dead Puncher special for you. That was actually, despite getting punched out, that was actually a decent fight. I'll take that. That was a very good Colosseum. Well, I happily take that. It's been a while since we had a good Colosseum, yo. But that is Dead Puncher in a nutshell. In that he just decides to stand up and fuck you and your combo, you're going on the ground. That run is actually very much alive still. That was a good fight. That was a very good fight. I'll happily take that. In this situation, with how far behind we are, I'll happily take that. Like, if I'm happy to take that when we're 30 seconds behind, that's a decent showing. It all depends on one last fight in this chapter, of course. So we're not done quite yet. Because this last one can lose us. As we found out in our last run, randomly somewhere between 30 seconds to 45 seconds. Oh boy. I didn't realize that he could glitch in this fight as well, but apparently he can. So, guess who? Yep, guess who? Oh, you know, I didn't spend enough of my stamina in IMAS. I need to put a song on real quick. It is Nishtani round 2. Nishtani round 2 is probably going to start by stabbing us. Please don't. Fuck, I called it. So we want to keep Nishtani next to the wall as much as possible. Probably the bars of the cell because it's a bit flatter than the walls in the back. That's really bad. Because now Nishtani's going to do that. I'm going to intentionally get up here in Slugger. We want him again to stay on the ground as long as possible. We really want to avoid seeing his second phase. Is this enough damage? Well, it's going to have to be. Alright, so ideally, we don't fuck up that QTE. Ideally, we also get the quick transition to the end of the fight. Nishtani has a second QTE here. Sometimes he'll do it early, sometimes he won't. It's random whether he does or not, because heck you, that he's Nishtani. Nice, okay, we got a quick transition. He hit me once, but that's fine, we take it. No, we take that. That's actually a good chapter. Not a gold, like you can see I'm already losing time. That's how insane my gold in this chapter is, but we are going to save time. Ron is very much alive, and this is the point where I thought it was going to die for good. So this is very good. This is a 23-second deficit is something we can pull back. Genuinely. This is good. This is very good. This is very, very good. If I remember rightly, I had a bad Camellia Grove in my PB. So this is the chapter where we could potentially pull ahead. Potentially. No guarantees.
それじゃあ椿園に行くぞ。
Absolutely no guarantees. Okay, so this chapter is essentially one big long set piece.
Saga-han 一人で大丈夫なんか？
心配すんなよ。見つけたら容赦なく殺すだけだろ。日教連だろうが世良だろうが牧村誠だろうが。
せいぜい玉切れにならんようにな。
真島五郎さんですね。
せやったらなんやねん。
世良の親父はあなたを殺さずに事を収めたいと思っています。
What about Saga?
工場界の情けをかけられてるうちにこの件から身を引いてください。
大門隠してこそこそうろつくような男に情けかけられる覚えなんかないで。
聞く耳を持ってください。これ以上奥へ進もうとすれば生きて返すことはできません。
ほう、そりゃよっぽど大事なもん奥に隠しとるんやな。ますます行くしかないやろ。
どうしても引く気はないってことでいいんですね。
当たり前やろが。くどくど言っとるんで誠返すか俺に殴られるか決めんかい。
どちらもお断りします。手加減は無用だ。日教連の恐ろしさを身をもって知らせてやれ。
Alright, so hopefully they stay together here. You can take all of these out in one combo easily, but sometimes the middle one will go to like the left or the right. That's good. Yep, that's fine. Very nice. Alright, so 8 enemies in this room. All of the enemies in the Nikyo Consortium have a lot of hyper armor. I really like that guy to drop his guard. Probably shouldn't have completed that. This is fine. We can lead this into the next set of enemies. Cancel out because we're a little far away. Go and take care of like a big group if you can. Nice. Very nice. Right. So in here, we're going to have 3 waves of enemies, 4 enemies each time spawn. Deal with these 2 first, even though you can have a larger lad in the bottom. Just gonna let him live, because he's gonna aggro and come after me. So again, aggro enemies you can just leave because they will do their own thing and come after you. Shame, I was hoping to be next to the large lad when I hit that. So take out the knife thrower first. The knife thrower can interrupt your combo from long range. Thank you, large lad. Okay, they're both aggros, so be careful. I'm not sure if it's just this place or not, but these guys can also have a high chance of aggroing. And of course, with the aggro comes extra fucking hyper armor, and then you have the normal hyper armor. So there's an actual mini boss. This guy at the top here, the one with the actual horns on his mask. Careful about him. He also has a lot of hyper armor. Rule of thumb, they have a lot of hyper armor. Dodge. This is good, but in the corner, furniture can break his guard sometimes. Not good. Always watch out for that fake out kick at the end. That was a bit rough. It's not good. Now for this place's next unique enemy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, indeed. Patchy, thank you for the host. The Geishas. So the Geishas have a massive amount of guard and hyper armor. Usually the rule of thumb is to attack like a big group of enemies. Not with the Geishas. If you've got a Geisha you're hitting that doesn't have their guard up, go for them. You're gonna aggro? No. Surprise. This one has the more HP, so I'm going after this one. The other one should hopefully walk over to me. Yes, very nice. Very, very nice. Very smooth. Alright, we have a nice long room here. We're going to run all the way to the other end. There is a knife thrower. Try not to get hit on the way through, because you can. two are aggro down the bottom, so we're going to go after this guy. Yeah, that's the only problem. I'm going to spin so that those who are aggroed run to me. Nice. It worked out quite well. Worked out very well, actually. Oh. Casually running into the wall, don't mind me. Alright. So in this room, all the enemies are going to spawn from the walls, as you can see. We want to try and stay in this corner if possible, where they spawn. Because as you can see, you can catch any enemies who are spawning as they come through. Other guy's guarding, so we'll go after that guy. Try not to go this far down the room, because hey, guess what? Here's a bunch of geishas. Very good. Nice. 1 HP and hyper armored for it. That's why they're a problem. Drop your guard. Thank you. Oh, the hyper armor. Oh, the hyper armor. And now this lad. 2 giant fans that he is going to start by throwing at us. Dodge them. Push him and try and push him in this direction. More specifically, to the left. Which I'm not going towards him that well. Come on. Over. Okay, if you can't get him over there, don't worry too much about it. There's a bunch of furniture over there. It just ends this fight super quickly. And you can see we do good enough damage. If you're on a legend run, that's safe ahead of us right there. Break that for another 100 mil. Makes for a good, quick little bit of HP upgrades. It was an okay Comedia Grove, honestly. Not great, but decent enough. We'll take decent enough right now. It all depends on how the Sarah fight goes. So, the Sarah fight here is curiously one of the harder fights in the game, but not in the speedruns. Or even when you play the game casually, even on Legend. He's a little more problematic on Legend, but there's 2 bosses in this game that have an insanely amazing counter. Sarah's one of them. He just doesn't use it that often. If you don't let him get to his EX mode, he can use it pre-EX, but he doesn't use it that much until he gets to his EX mode. So obviously we're going to try and delay that as long as possible. The problem fight with Sarah is in the climax battles. There is a specific climax battle against Sarah where you are a weakened version of yourself and he is not. And he has very aggressive AI. More aggressive than he shows even on Legend. You know the drill by now. You absolutely know the drill by now. We're going to try and strat him through as much as we can. So we need to keep him next to a wall rather than like an open area, because Sarah's one of those that can cheekily get away from you. Just gonna kick him to get him up because he does have a mid-fight QTE. Surprise, surprise, like every other boss. And this won't kill him, but it will get him to low enough that we can just pepper him. Because he still has a bit of a delay at the start when he transitions into this phase. No, that's owies. Hey, about that counter. Hey, about that counter. Nice taunt. Why would you taunt there? That's Sarah. That was a bad Sarah. It started off well, and then it went really horribly badly after that. Oh, well. It's a 15-second loss. That hurts. That hurts a heck of a lot. Alright, well. We're up against it again, but that's fine. It's fine. So, if you remember all the way back in Chapter 5, a couple of hours ago, like 2 hours ago, we did this speed tech on Kiryu that saved us 5 real-world minutes. Well, this time, we're going to do some speed tech that saves Kiryu 15 real-world minutes. It's not the most impressive thing you'll ever see, but it's our speed tech. We're proud of it.
前に俺がいた頃の蒼天堀とはどこか違う。似て非なるものって感じか。
So, Kiryu and Oda are here to try and get Makoto, because she owns the empty lot. Oda's gonna go off and wait for a call from Tachibana. We're gonna follow. This is your chance to explore SOTENBORI as Kiryu. Now, SOTENBORI as Kiryu has a couple of ground rules to it. There are no sub-stories. There is no shakedown. There is also no karaoke. Kiryu just outright says, I do not want to do karaoke in SOTENBORI because I don't know the karaoke place. Everything else is doable. And yes, there are random fights walking around. We go this way because this way has the least amount of chance of getting a random fight. It's usually always a group of enemies like that. I just went to the wrong place. I was a little bit too hasty. More than a little bit too hasty. Alright, so we're going to go to the video shop, which is right here. If you keep your eyes on the right-hand side of the screen, you will get your final look at Mr. Libido for the round. Hello, Mr. Libido. Goodbye, Mr. Libido. Love you, Mr. Libido. So, at this point, Oda says to us to go and get some lunch. He's going to wait for the phone call from Tachibana. This is supposed to take 15 real-life minutes. We're only going to take 1. We're going to taxi to the bottom of the map. So unlike Chapter 5, there are 2 hidden triggers to this time skip. One of them is right here at Higuchi Kaikan. Kiryu makes the mention that this explosion is probably not related to the empty lot. We know it is. We absolutely know it is. The other hidden trigger, you only need 1 of them. The other hidden trigger is at the Grand. The Grand has a longer little cutscene to it that is unskippable. So, even though it's a bit close to the taxi point, it's actually still very much closer to go to Higuchi Kaikan. And now we're going to play some Space Harrier. It's that we are in a speedrun. But I really do want to play some Space Harrier. It's that we really should be getting back to the speedrun, let's be honest. And with that, there's the pager indicating that we have skipped 15 real-world minutes. So, the reason as to why this works is because, as I said earlier, every activity in this game constitutes a different amount of time. Arcade games constitute between 8 to 10 minutes. So that's the reason why you have to quit out of Space Harrier and then go back into it again. Because just doing it once is not enough. And with that, we can speak to the video shop lad who for some reason understands that, you know, shit's going down. Don't know how. And tells us that this is our point of no return for Kiryu in SOTENBORI. So we find that Makoto is at the Camellia Grove. This is 8 hours before Majima was there. And as we're helping her to escape, along comes Shibusawa. And here comes an amazing throwback to the original Yakuza 1. Yeah, on-rail section. On-rail shooting section. So you can actually glitch this out and lose a minute to a minute and a half by killing an enemy too fast. I believe it's one of the bikers. You'll know if it happens. We don't want it to happen, by the way. So you need to remember to reload after every enemy. Ooh, the camera tried to jerk out there. Did you see that? That was almost bad. So for these vans, and yes, this also works on Legend, you don't have to deal with the shotgun guy. Just deal with the machine gun guy, then deal with the driver. Shouts to the PC version of Yakuza for having mouse support for this part. It makes the bit in Yakuza go so flipping fast. It's ridiculous. So, helicopter time. Again, you don't have to deal with the guy with the minigun. Just deal with the guy with a rocket launcher. And if you're on hard or legend, do not let a rocket hit you because you will die. If a rocket hits you on hard or legend, the car will continually take damage until you are out of HP. So Dawn, this is a reset heavy point on old legend. You can use your heat eye to slow down time, but your shooting also slows down as well. I recommend using heat eye if you're doing a legend run, just to make sure no rockets hit you, but for the normal 80%, you're fine. Alright. So we have one last little set piece to get through. Unfortunately, it's gonna turn out that Oda is not a good guy. Ah, heck. Neither is my D-pad left button, apparently. And he's gonna hold off Shibusawa's gang, and we find out that Makoto is actually Tachibana's sister. And here come a bunch of Shibusawa's goons. So, we'll start by going to the right, where there's some barrels, and we're gonna just barrel our way through. Shame I was hoping that would finish them. And here comes Circular Saw Guy. So, the nice bit here is we can just dodge to the right and we have a nice little barrel waiting for us. Watch out for him because, yeah, he likes to do that. But now he's at the whim of us. Any HP that he has left after this bit is what he goes into in the final part. I used a strong attack at the end there rather than a light attack so I could do a little bit more damage. You can see the gas canisters to the right. You know we're going over there. Circular Saw Guy will do an attack straight away. Because he likes to. Now watch out for him after this because he will try and hit us again. I'm not going to bother getting another barrel or anything because it's just him to take out. Not bad. Not bad at all. Unfortunately, Oda's having a bad day. Goodbye, Oda. That might be a gold. Might be a very good gold. Nice, sick. Runs alive. I told you we could bring it back. That's not the chapter I expected to bring it back in either, which is curious. Okay, okay. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. This is a chapter where it could go horrifically wrong. There's not much to this chapter, but it is a bit worrying. So, we gotta go catch up with Tachibana. He's over in the leisure, so we're gonna run over there now. I'm going to need good fight spawns, no shakedown. If Shakedown could not turn up again, that would be great. And I have now made a deal with the devil, and he's going to probably turn up around this corner. He's probably just going to be in the alleyway here in Little Asia, even though he can't get in here. we waltz in here and we just see him stuck in here, like glitched out. Like, oh, great. Thanks, Shakedown. So, Dojima family, we're going to dodge to the left, grab this car, and then warp it into everybody to build up our heat, of course. Take care of this guy. Oh, nice usage of the car, Tachibana. Learning well from us. I like it. I like it a lot. Because that'd been better than if I picked it up, because that guy had too much HP for one hit. Tachibana cleaved it for a couple of enemies there. Nice. So, unfortunately, an assassin sent by Dojima called Lao Gui comes along and takes Tachibana away. Shoots us, which, yeah, you're going to see our gunshot wounds real soon. Only a couple of hours later, by the way. Got shot in the leg and the arm, by the way. Completely fine, by the way. Keep an eye on that save point to the left there. That's going to become very important in about 40 minutes or so. We make up with Nishiki. BFFs forever. Nice gunshot wounds, Kiryu. We're going to start this fight by going to the left. Hit this guy because he's a normal guy. We want him out of the way. And then we're going to go over to this motorbike. But first, we're going to go into Beast. And we're going to get our final upgrade of the run. Essence of the Beast Torment. You'll see it real soon. If we don't use it in this fight, we'll be using it very soon. So he and this guy in this suit have the most HP. I really needed to hit that hit, unfortunately. Because that was the damaging hit. And now I don't have any damaging moves. Nishiki, though. What a bro. Thanks, Nishiki. Thanks, Nishiki. Appreciate it. So, we're going to go get Makoto. Oh, we're going to at least go introduce Nishiki to Makoto, which I don't know why that was a good idea, but okay. Nice fight spawn at the Vincent Crossroads. Appreciate that. There's a singular guy walking towards us. That's very nice. So again, as far as the fight spawns go, only the set of 3 enemies walking around are the ones that can aggro into you. The ones that are walking around solo won't aggro into you unless you bump into them. Same with the drunks. And then the enemies that are harassing civilians on the side of the street will not harass you unless you actually interact with them. We're going to be using this payphone instead. For now. We could be ahead if this last fight goes well. If. So, hey, guess who's back? You'll never guess for the 4th time in a row. Now, there's something that I have not touched upon. You've probably seen that I haven't been picking up healing items, which... The important reason for that is that the end of every single chapter heals you up. But as is the way with any Yakuza run, there's an exception to that, and that exception is the last chapter before the finale. This is the last chapter before the finale, for Kiryu at least. Therefore, Kiryu does not get healed after this chapter. And you might be thinking, why is that important? Well, allow me to show you. As always, I'm staying quiet for this. Enjoy.
そうかい。なるようになっちまうもんだな。KUZE!
Never gets old. KUZE round 4. I'm disappointed we have no KUZEs tonight. Y'all are sleeping tonight. So, start off with a normal combo. You can usually get past KUZE's attack this way. We want to push everyone together as much as we can. Try not to use the cart just yet, because we're using that to... Alright. Say hello to the Beast Torment. Watch KUZE's HP buff. That's an entire HP bar's worth of damage in seconds. That is Essence of the Beast Torment. And you can now see the reason why I said that your HP going over from this chapter to the last is important, because obviously it's KUZE time. That's the bad heat move. I did not mean to do that. Would have been better to save my heat and actually just attack him. That's going to be a bad KUZE. If Nishiki ever grabs KUZE, I didn't have... I was already in mid-momentum there. Do the heat move. Because for some reason, KUZE takes massive damage to the heat move with Nishiki. Don't know why, but it is what it is. Okay, we're not ahead, but we're probably saving a good chunk of time here. It's a nice gold. It's a very nice gold. All right. This roller coaster is, it's climbing again. Right, so chapter 15. Ron could die here. And not because of me playing badly. Well, yes, because of me playing badly, of course. Of course it could always die to me playing badly. But it could die to a glitch. There's a very unfortunate glitch in this chapter. Completely random, whether it happens or not. The next boss that we're going to be fighting, he's going to have a phase transition. And that phase transition is... It has a potential to glitch. And if it glitches, he's going to stand still for literally 2 minutes. Like, there is nothing, and I mean nothing, I can do if it happens. I can get the boss down to 1 HP, but again, it comes pre-mid-fight QTE. So there is literally nothing I can do. Majima in Kamurocho, the exact same rule set as Kiryu in SOTENBORI. However, there is a big, discernible difference between Majima in Kamurocho and Kiryu in SOTENBORI. Kiryu in SOTENBORI has the exact same taxi list as Majima in SOTENBORI. Majima in Kamurocho has a different taxi list to Kiryu in Kamurocho. The nice thing is the one taxi that we do need is now the top option. For some reason, every single option goes up by 1. Don't know why. I've said it before. I will say it again. The worst thing about learning the Yakuza speedruns is all the different taxi points. That and learning where sub-stories are the 2 worst bits about learning any Yakuza run. Because they're always different. It's the same sandbox, and it's always different. Shout outs to the new engine that gives you like 10 different taxi points. And they're absolutely beautiful. For the most part. So this is usually a 3 combo affair. 2 combo is amazing if you can get it. Hopefully heal aggro. He did not. Let's go together. Ah, the telegraph pole stopped me. Or the lamppost even. Nuts. Wait, that guy was alive. Oh, we would have needed a 3 combo anyway. Never mind. I slowly saw him casually waltz onto screen. Just get kicked. So, alright. Thanks, Tigerian. Appreciate it. This is a very close run. It's a very, very close run. Oh, it's not the next boss that can glitch out. Sorry, I forgot the best boss. I don't know how I forgot best boss, because this is going to be a good one. Endgame Yakuza 0 goes really fast. Really, really fast, with the exception of the next chapter. Like, as soon as you hit, like, chapter 10, everything, like, goes really fast. Buh? Okay. That's good to know. So Yakuza 0 also has a Yakuza 4 situation where you can just walk straight past a trigger. Good. There's a trigger in Yakuza 4. Kind of halfway through the run. A little bit before halfway. Look little infamous because it's at the start of the 7-minute walking segment. And you can walk past the initial trigger. And if you do that, you don't start the 7-minute walking segment. Wait, 4? 3? 3? 4? 3? No, 4. 5? No, 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. It's definitely 4. It's not 3. Character I'm thinking of isn't even in 3. So this is Kashiwagi. We're going to push him against the wall. Hopefully the corner to the right. Or this corner. Either corner will do. You know the drill. It's Nishitani strats. We want to keep Kashiwagi down on the floor as long as possible. Now, there is an aspect of this fight that you need to know about. In this fight, there is the mid-fight QTE, which we don't want to see because Kashiwagi post mid-fight QTE is actually really nasty. This is some good Nishitani stratting. Kashiwagi's mid-fight QT is not a damage QT, so do a full move with Breaker here. And of course, let him up afterwards. You'll see him down to 1 HP. Or there or thereabouts. Watch this. That QT right there. The fastest QT in the game. Even better, on Legend difficulty, you have a third of a second to react to that. You have even less time than you have in this difficulty. It's the most terrifying QT in the game because in Legend difficulty, if, like me, and you're crazy and you don't get any HP upgrades for Majima at all, that QTE can do 7/8 of your HP bar. Full. That is the most terrifying QTE in the game. Don't hit me, don't hit me! It's the most terrifying QTE in the entire game, and I love it. And this is the boss that can glitch. Yep, it's Old Nishiki, which... small enclosed space, lots of furniture, Breaker style, Nishiki walking into chairs. What's his HP bar? He had 4 HP bars. He now has, you know, 1. I did that early, but actually that's fine here. Snoxy's gonna get up straight away, but I'm gonna try and do a bit of damage before transition. Yep. Please do quick transition. Grab me, grab me. That's the counter. Come on, grab me. There you go. So we didn't get the quick transition. Quick transition immediately sends you straight into this QT right here. However, the glitch, almost you saw it. You saw it a little bit, where Nishiki decided not to go into his heat mode. When Nishiki decides not to go into his heat mode, he will stand there and just dance around for a good minute or two until his AI tells him, oh, you should be in heat mode right now. That's a run killer. And it's just a glitch that can happen. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. Again, keeping an eye out for any fight spawns. No fight spawns out here means there is going to be a fight spawn inside of here somewhere. So, hold your stamina and then go. Hi there. Again, when you know where the fight spawns come, it's easy to predict them. I think we're losing a little bit of time in this chapter, unfortunately. You see that we're not golding it, that's for sure. Yeah, we are. It's going to be tight. No, we saved a second almost. We're getting there. Alright, now for one of the slower chapters in the game. There's not a lot to this chapter, unfortunately. We like to refer to this chapter as Takoyaki Quest, because we are literally going to take Makoto, who is getting her vision back, and we're going to go and grab some takoyaki. And unfortunately, we can only walk. We cannot run. So, there's a little bit of weird speed tech to this. You can see on the minimap that we are an arrow shape or a chevron. When we get more than one chevron's length apart from Makoto, she will teleport back to us. And that happens. Makoto is going to fall over. It is completely random. Nothing influences it. And essentially, She will not fall over if we're speaking at the time. She's going to fall over again once in a couple of seconds, and then she's going to teleport to us. As long as we're not looking at her, look at the minimap. She's right behind us. She goes to the closest point to you from where the camera can't see her. So she won't fall over here because we're having a conversation. Nice early one, so she shouldn't fall over again. You usually don't get that conversation until you get really close to here, so that's pretty good. That's very good. Unfortunately, this takoyaki place is too busy, so we're going to go and find another one. So we're not done quite yet. Falls over once. She won't teleport here because she's still too close to us. I want to try and get around the corner of the pachinko parlor here because she can kind of get stuck on it sometimes and also stuck on these two. These annoying barkers. She's going to fall over again in any second now. She just did. So don't look. Hopefully she goes to the right. It's fine. We'll start speaking here. I think we can survive her falling down one more time. She'll fall down any second now because she'll have done storing it up. It's not too bad. I'll take this actually. I'm going to wait half a second so that she doesn't make us teleport because we'd have to wait longer than that. It looks like you can fit through that gap there next to the lamppost. You can't. old engine things where there's just random invisible walls. The new engine, you can fit through that gap. The new engine is wonderful for movement stuff. Really wonderful. I love the new engine. Alright, so Makoto's gonna want some more takoyaki. We're gonna go and grab it. Definitely not a bad idea to leave a partially blind girl on her own in a bench in a city she doesn't know. Actually insanely close. It's kind of disturbing how close this is. This is the last normal chapter of the game, by the way. It's the finale after this. So we're going to be... So this happens sometimes. Notice how I'm panning my camera down? The reason why I'm panning my camera down is for no reason at all. So... In the PS3 original Yakuzas, 3, 4, and 5, if you pan your camera down, it despawns civilians. So that is just me being an idiot and trying to remnant that. It does not work for Zero. It does not work for Zero onwards. So now we need to go to the Millennium Tower. Millennium Tower. Cough. Empty lot. Cough. Didn't hear those words coming out of my mouth. Cough. Technically, I'm not wrong. So we're gonna head there. I was thinking of the Millennium Tower taxi spot, which I would really love to have here. Good fight spawn in front of us so we can utilize the shortcut. Oh wow, double. That's really good. That means we should hopefully be free until we get into the area of the empty lot itself. Hold stamina, because there's probably going to be one inside. No. Neat. Right, cool. So Makoto has told us to meet at the top of the empty lot at a certain time. I'm just chilling with a cigarette, as you do. So watch. And here she is. Except that's not her. That's a bunch of dudes. So, yep, it's Shibusawa's lot. So, unfortunately, it is confirmed that Shibusawa is the one who kicked off Nishitani. So this is one of the fights where the rule of, like, go for the knife guys first isn't exactly strict, because there's a whole bunch of guys together. So whilst you do want the knife guys gone first, if you have a big group together, go for them first. I want to go in the corner because he's not going to get away from me when I do my combo. We should have some aggro enemies when they stand up. No, actually, okay. Definitely going for this knife guy. Yeah, one aggro guy, so he's going to run into us. There we go. Okay, not bad. Not bad. If it was a combo shorter, that would have been very, very good. But that's not too bad. We'll take that. You saw that one of the enemies in there aggroed. You heard him just kind of scream, and then he ran towards me. That's the reason why I went away from that pack of enemies, was because I knew that he would walk towards me. So now we need to take a taxi to the Sebastian building, which is where Makoto went to go and see Dojima and the other lieutenants. So we are, of course, going to go past the horrible Vincent Crossroad again. That's the fight spawn in front of us, this guy. Which is fine. Again, we don't have to worry about Shakedown. Shakedown cannot follow you into the other character's city, which is nice. Okay. So Makoto wants the heads of Awano, Shibusawa, and KUZE for killing Tachibana. And we're about to get here whilst that meeting is going on. This next fight is a bit of a weird one. It's not like too weird, but it's very much a... There's no real set way to do this next fight. There's a lot of ways to do fights in the Yakuza 0 run, by like manipulating the AI or like doing certain strats that are quick, obviously. This is just one of those fights where there's like so many dudes and they're like in a semi-circle that there's no real like proper way to do this other than just aim for the group of people. There's like one guy on the left. We're gonna go to the right and we're gonna try and go in a counterclockwise direction. Again, we just want to try and take out as many as we can. I'm actually going to aim for the aggro guy here because he will interrupt my attacks. He hopefully aggroes. Nope. Shame, but hopefully he'll run over anyway because I'm going to go after everybody else. Everybody's a bit too split up. See how I delayed that? Because I heard him aggro, so I knew he was going to come over. So I wanted to delay on purpose so I'd make sure I hit him with my attack. And then, much like the last one, here's another similar kind of setup, where there's just a whole bunch of dudes all around you. We're going to start on the right, and we're going to go in a counterclockwise direction again. When we have taken care of enough enemies, there is going to be a large lab that spawns. No point in worrying about him just yet. Just, again, take care of groups of enemies together. Go to the left. There's two enemies that are aggroed right now. This guy in the middle and one guy behind us. Three aggroed enemies, which isn't good. Should be one more enemy until large lab. Yep. You want to be very careful with the amount of enemies you aggro as well, because again, they have massive amounts of hyper armor and can knock you out of your combos. So whilst it's nice to be able to manipulate like certain enemies, like this guy and like the guy in front of us, into like running into our attacks, heck, you large lad, it's still not good, because obviously if they just knock you out your combo, what are you supposed to do? Gonna move away from large lad so he doesn't knock us out of that combo, because that is a massively hyper armored attack, as you can see. Dodge. Nice. Sometimes it's better to use that move, because literally large lads like guard quite a bit against your good attack. Your 3 light into strong. So sometimes the 2 light actually like works better, especially if you have him up against the wall. We are probably ahead at this point. We're ahead going into the finale. Ooh, okay. Ooh, this is a run and a half. The last couple of chapters have been phenomenal. Like, I think ever since chapter 10, I think things have been going exceptionally well. First half of the run has been really bad. The second half of the run has been very good. Very, very good. Literally turned around how well I'm playing, which is nice. However, the nastiest split is yet to come. So, remember that exception that I said earlier. The finale doesn't heal you, which basically means we've gone from KUZE 4 to the next fight. Now, there is one fight in between, but essentially you go from one fight, essentially, from one boss fight into another. But we do have one fight in the middle. Oh, heck. One fight in the middle that can be a little problematic. Now, we're supposed to... Sarah is at Elder Chen's restaurant. We need to go and take a phone call and learn that information. You can see all the phones on the map are actually lit up. But notice that Leisure isn't lit up until we go inside. So this is actually the closest save point to the place that we need to go to. So by actually coming in here, we can save a whole bunch of time. So, Sarah confirms. And off we go. So, we're going to meet up with Nishiki over at the Hobos. I hate trying to run out of this alleyway because there's a bunch of little things that can just break your movement. Good. Fight spawn in the Vincent Crossroads because it's going the other way. Fantastic. About time. Genuinely about time.
Oi, Itazu! Kirei to Nishiki made! お前は風間組に行け。柏木さんにも身を隠すように伝え。早く行け。分かったよ。
Alright. So despite the fact that there's only like 6 people in this fight, this is actually a very dangerous fight. Again, you don't want to take any damage. So we have one guy with a stun baton and one guy with a baseball bat and one guy with a knife. You know the drill. Take care of the knife and the stun baton first. I'm going to move over here to grab the sign because the sign will do a little bit more area damage. It's not too bad. Grabbing the stun baton here is actually good. Actually very good because the stun baton and the knife obviously go through the enemy's guard. So if they want to try and guard against you, they're going to get a face full of a really dangerous weapon. They just go straight through. And you see on our minimap that we are being shepherded in a very specific direction. Taxis are also off the map at this point. This is the very last time, there are no sub-stories, but this is the very last time that good old Shakedown is on the map. That's not a shakedown. That's 3 random dudes on the street corner. I love it, because when you get to here as well, for some reason the civilians, like, despawn. And there he is, one last time. What a big fella. I wanted to be very careful not to bump into him there because sometimes he can glitch out and get into an instant fight with you if you knock into him from behind. So, let's not do that and lose the run right here. And you can see all of a sudden the streets are completely empty. Time for the 5th and final round.
よくわかってんじゃねえか。俺を今動かしてるのはな、男の意地ってやつだ。それさえありゃ男は笑いながら死ぬことだってできる。言うね、上出来だよ。いつでもいいぞ。殺す気でかかってこいや。
Yeah, time for KUZE round 5. So we're going to do this fight in a very specific way. We're going to walk back here and grab this coffee sign, hit him a few times, essence of the base taunt it. It's going to put KUZE down his HP quite a lot. We want to grab one of these signs. We want to start hitting him because KUZE in his heat mode has a lot of dodge. If you push him the other way, there's a motorbike over there, but it's not worth taking the time out to go and get it. Time for the best no-sell you've ever seen in your life. Three hits left on the sign. I don't think it'll be enough. Nope. Ow, ow, ow. This is the problem. And again, Finale doesn't heal you. He taunted against me. KUZE, please. KUZE, please. I'm still ahead, not by a lot. It was an okay KUZE fight. Went a bit off at the end, but we're fine.
KUZE no aniki.
Alright. So, with this and half HP, I think I'm gonna pick up that. Stamina Royale just in case. This is the point of no return. Finale started with Kiryu. And you might be thinking, you know, oh wow, we fought KUZE for a 5th time. What amazing thing are we gonna do with Majima before we start the finale? We're gonna fight Sagawa? We're gonna go find Shakedown? No, I'm just gonna stand up and talk to the door. And that's it. Finale started. So, the finale comes in 2 parts. The first part is pretty much by the numbers. Slight chance to die. Forgot to mention the KUZE fight. Very much forgot to mention the KUZE fight. You must not come out of that fight with any less than full heat. So, change the brawler. Listen out and dodge the gunshot. Heat move this guy. Listen for the next gunshot. Beautiful. That's not the fight style I want. Grab gun, use gun. I want stamina and royale for safety. How did I miss both? That's not good. Oh my god, Nishiki. How is he alive and all the way over on the other side of the room? That's a real bad time loss right there. We're behind, PB, please. All right, dodge forward a few times. Dodge gun. Hit man with gun. Hit other men not with gun. Find gun. Oh no, gun left. That's really bad, actually. Where is the gun? Oh no. So the gun takes care of... There's one gun there. That's really bad because the guns actually take care of those enemies in literally a second. So having the both of them kind of fly away is not good. Very not good. Alright, again, do not lose your heat coming out of this. Wait, actually, I wonder. I have an idea. You need your heat coming out of this fight, but we're going to use it. We're just going to Essence of the Beast torment this lad. Because we picked up a spare Stone and Royale. How have I never thought of that before? It's actually really good. Hopefully I have enough to hit this guy with a heat move. I still do. That's the good shit. All right, safety heal. Because say hello to what we like to call gun corridor number 1. Switching to rush. Because it has triple quick steps. Oh no. Ow. Actually, that grab saved my bacon. So, here's the problem with guns. If you get shot, you don't have any hyper armor. Please hit the guy with the bloody sofa, thank you. Hi. And that's why I healed is because now I'm already down to half HP. And now for a triple large lad helping, unfortunately. Hello. So, I'm gonna run to them to try and stop them from doing drop kicks and the likes, but it's not gonna stop them because they love a drop kick. And then we're just gonna get chairs and hit them with chairs. Because chairs are strong, apparently. The tables are more stronger than chairs, but that's really bad. Oh, please. It's not often that all three survive this long. It's also worrying because on the other side of this is gun corridor number 2, and if I get shot once, I'm dead. This is a safety heal in every sense of the word. Come on, all of you over. All of you over. Oi, oi, oi. That strat is so bad. Alright. That is the end of Kuze's finale. Ish. Switch back to Beast. We have full heat going into the final fight. Thank God for that. But first, look familiar? I'm back in Dojima HQ, and we are Majima. We're going to start off by going to the left real quick. We're going to kick all of this furniture forward. And kick it away from the door. So we don't want it in front of the door when we're done here. One aggro guy is fine. Hi. Please stop walking around me. That's... it's confusing me. Now, when I said 3 large lads, what I meant was 3 large lads. Say hello to these 3 large lads, all with their own wonderful assortment of hyper armor. Take care of Yoshi first. Yoshi is the largest of the large lads because he has a quick jab I trusted Yoshi to walk into my hit, and he did. There, aggro. That's real bad, actually. That's not too bad. Cancel out. Remember when we were on a very similar looking staircase to this with Kiryu back in Chapter 1? Well, about that, we're just gonna walk by and leave. Goodbye. That's about it. Hey, say hello to the part of the run that potentially can glitch out and kill the run. Ah, no. One break, thanks. Use gun to keep them on the ground for a little while and also do a lot of damage, of course. Look at that. It's beautiful. There is a shotgun in this next area. We need it. It can glitch through the floor and despawn. If we get this shotgun, we save between 45 seconds to a minute. So what we're going to do is we're going to fog, grab, hit him against the wall because this should hopefully not despawn the gun. There's a lot of shoulds in here. 2 shots. Boom! Let's go. Like I said, you get that shotgun, everything is so damn smooth. And then there's this asshole. This guy has a whole bunch of hyper armor and wrestling moves. I'm gonna get shot, that's fine. I just want to take care of one of the gun guys. There is no point. Do not leave this room. There is no point. Yep, there you go. In picking up the guns. Some enemies and bosses have a massive aversion to being shot, including Iguchi here. I'm just gonna keep hitting him. He also does that. He has an actual counter, much like Kiryu does. I hate this guy. Go on. Be done. Okay, not bad. We're gonna pick up the one healing item that we get from Majima. And now time for the final boss gauntlet. This is gonna be very close. It's gonna be very, very close. Oh boy, we have a minute to do this fight. So, hopefully this goes well. We're gonna run left. We're gonna aim to push Iwano into this furniture. This is a good-ish setup. It's not amazing. It's kind of bad, actually. Dodge, because he got up really early. Oh, Iwano's being problematic today. I really want him near this furniture for extra damage. Again, keep him down as long as possible, so we're gonna Nishitani strat him. Like, look, I'm already losing time on my gold here. That's how insane my gold is in this split. Hit him before he goes into QTE, that'd be great, yep. Okay. We're gonna come out of this fight behind. I don't think we can PB anymore. That's a shame. That is a massive shame. Right, up you go. That was down to that first bit with Kiryu, with the gun. Oh, that sucks. You don't want to let Awano into his phase 2. Awano in his phase 2 has a crap ton of hyper armor, as you can probably guess, and just doesn't care. Just punches you out. That QT on Legend, by the way, if you don't do any HP upgrades, does like 3/4 of your HP bar. We might be able to do this if we have literally perfect Lao Guis and perfect Shibusawa. It's asking a lot. It's asking a lot. That was 100% down to the gun bit with Kiryu. That sucks. I've not had a finale DAISAKU parts for quite a while, actually. It's not over yet. It's in jeopardy, but it's not over. So, for Lao Gui, just attack. Don't input any directions, because hey, guess what? He is right next to his furniture, and look at his HP bars. About his HP bars. Oh, that's a quick transition. That's really bad. Oh, that's awful. So he's now in his EX mode. He now has extra defense. Oh, not yet. Wait. Get him on the ground. Damn it. There it is. Because now he doesn't want to go on the ground ever. That's really bad. Oh, that's even worse. Run's dead. So you don't want to see this final phase until he's on 1 HP. Ah, that quick transition absolutely fucked me. Damn it. Oh well. So, Lao Gui decides to be like Neo here. And he's also going to start running up the walls. I've never had him counter me at the start like that. That's interesting. Mostly because he's usually dead at this point. He wanted to run up the wall next to me. Fuck off, Lao Gui. Actually, we saved a little time. Okay. 4 seconds. Okay. That was a really bad Lao Gui as well. I'm not quite sure how I saved that much time. It's doable. Need to have a perfect Shibusawa. We have to skip that final phase of that QTE. Oh, this is going to be tight. This is such a roller coaster of a run. So we start off with the heat that we were left over. So Max hit straight into a normal combo. I missed a hit. That's worrying. I don't know what that means for this. Essence of the Beast Torment. And there goes the entire HP bar of Shibusawa's. This should put him down to low enough HP for his Beast phase, especially with a little hit like that. Don't hit him on the way up because he'll start guarding and that will delay this transition even more. Thankfully we're on full HP for this, so I can easily just go straight ham during this. This might not be too bad. Could I afford an extra Essence of the Beast? I think I could. I'd like the table if possible. The table is more damaging than the chairs. So this is Shibusawa. I wish I hit that last hit there. That's unfortunate. This is Shibusawa's Beast mode against our Beast mode. I actually didn't take that much damage there. That was interesting. I played that well until the last hit. So, we need to time our Essence of the Beast Torment so that we get him to 1 HP. And it does exactly 1 HP bars worth of damage. So we'll do a normal combo. Dodge because he likes to kick back. It's a good position to have him in. He knows when you're trying to do it as well, by the way. This is going to be really close. So, I'm going to kick him to get him up a bit quicker. Let the QT play through. This is going to be very close, by the way. So, because he's on 1 HP, this actually skips an entire phase of the final QT. This is very close. This is very, very close. Ooh. Fuck. Ooh. Oh, we do like our roller coaster runs around here. Oh.